5 minutes. It feels like it's been a while, but it really hasn't. Welcome to the Super Magic Show Live. I hope you're doing well today. It's August 18th, 2026. My name is Danny, the executive producer of Geekdom 101. See, it sounds funnier. It sounds more professional if I say I'm the executive producer. Even though I'm like Tony Khan with his, like, you know how when they ask Tony Khan what his job title is for AEW, owner, chairman, CEO, head of creative, but executive producer just sounds cooler. I don't know. Anyways, welcome to the show. It feels like I haven't done a stream in a couple weeks, and honestly, I haven't. But we got a couple streams coming at you this week. I got this one today. I'm going to bring Ooch on in just a couple seconds. We're going to talk about the Dragon Ball Super remake, our thoughts on what's going on. I'm going to give you a news roundup on both the Dragon Ball Super Beerus like remake stuff going on, as well as the Moro stuff, because both projects are kind of being done somewhat simultaneously. Somewhat. Right? It's not exactly like that, but you know, there's different teams that do different things, and I'll get more into that. I'm going to get real granular with that today, all right? So we're going to talk about that. And tomorrow, actually, here on the channel at 2, Jordan is coming back, and he's going to be discussing, well, he's going to be on with the Mongolian Volume 14, I think we're on, which is Beerus versus Moro, UI Goku versus Moro. If you're watching this stream and you have no idea what I'm talking about because you haven't kept up with the manga, that's okay. The Mongolian is there to help you, but also it's there for people who haven't read the manga in a while, or even those who have. We take a deeper look at the Dragon Ball Super manga, and you know, get real granular with it, bro. We go into stuff that we did not go into when it first came out. And I actually have to ask Ooch a question about this, because I have made a discovery that I did not realize. And I'm not the first one to make this discovery. I'm not going to sit here and take credit for anything I didn't do. But yeah. So let me go ahead and bring him up, bro. The executive producer of Uchi Reacts and Uchi Games. It's Uchi, bro. You like that executive producer, bro, right?
I like that. Yes. As your boy is back again once again. Thanks for having me, Danny. You know, you could executive producer, CEO, whatever, man. It's
You know
it's
how
all
it
good.
is. Tony
Yes,
Khan's always like, "Yes, I am the CEO, head of creative." You know how he goes through the whole list? It's,
yeah,
all right, bro, we get it. And you know
yeah.
where I got that from? Actually, it was from wrestling. Paul Heyman used to call himself the executive producer of ECW because back then you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't say head of creative, bro. We were still living in that, let's keep it.
Yeah, yeah.
They did a lot of stuff that was like, edgy, like, on that borderline, but I remember he called himself that. Now, technically, he's not like entirely lying because the company that owned ECW was HHG Corporation, which is his company. So he's like the CEO of his own company, which owns ECW. So, but it's like technically like I have an LLC that owns Geekdom 101, World of Geekdom, and the Geekdom Twitch. So I could say that too. But I think he was just using that word because it sounded very, bro, you know how it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To some degree or another, for sure. But yeah, man. Thanks for
Yes.
having me back on. Obviously, we're not here to talk about wrestling. I would like to talk about wrestling. There's a lot to talk about wrestling, obviously. But we're here for the Dragon Ball reveal that I'm sure a lot of you guys are waiting to hear. And just like I'm sure a lot of you guys, I'm waiting for something. My brother, he's also waiting for something. Like I actually, funny enough,
I know.
with your
Me
permission,
too.
I have an exclusive for you for your channel and for your peeps
I have
that
no
I'll.
idea what you're about to say, bro.
It's nothing bad. It's just that I just wanted to announce the Full Power Podcast is back again once again as well. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. So there you guys go. You can look forward to that at
Oh,
some
that's
point.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
there's your exclusive. I brought something to outside of my
This is
sound
pretty.
effects,
This is pretty
but
funny right here. He says, "When is Uchi gonna get special access to the Geekdom server?" When he asks for it, bro.
yo,
He
let me
ne-
get access.
he's. You never asked me for it. You've
I
never once given a
really.
damn. You never
I
asked me. Hey, can I get in your Discord? You've never asked me that.
I could have sworn I did forever ago, but it's
How
okay.
am I supposed to
Well,
remember forever ago, bro?
yeah, I can't even remember yesterday, so it's
I.
fine. But
Yeah. I listen. There was a
I'm
couple
at
of
that age.
Mandalor. Bro, there was a couple of Mongolorians ago, like 3 episodes ago, where I was forgetting things left and right, and I was embarrassed, and I even apologized to the audience. I was like, "Yo," because, bro, me
Yeah,
forgetting
apologize.
Dragon Ball is like, bro, me forgetting Dragon Ball. That's like China without rice, or the Bible without Christ, bro. Like it just,
Oh, bars.
but you know what I realized? Yeah, that was from Big L. You know what I realized though? I remember, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Like I remember stuff from Z and OG Dragon Ball better than I do like Moro stuff from like 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
just
mean, that's
like,
fair. It's the amount
yeah,
of times that you've talked about it and, like whether it's on your channel or just in conversation with people. Like it's happened for longer. Like the stuff that you're going over now, like even if it's manga from Super, that's like newer, so you haven't had that much time like diving in and all that kind of stuff like think about the amount of times you tweet like a hype moment from any of the of Dragon Ball Z or
and I'll
OG
go into
Dragon Ball.
like all the bullshit behind the scenes
Yeah,
stuff, and
like
it's
it's
like,
like it's like this, doesn't even
yeah.
make sense.
But also like it's when the thing with Moro and Granola, and I don't know if this. Let me ask you this because I did want to. I did say I was going to ask some stuff, and it's actually about
Yeah,
this. Okay, you were obviously reading the manga like the rest of us were.
yeah.
2020, 2021, 2022. Have you gone back to reread it? And if well, actually, it's two questions. One is, do you remember most of what you read? And then two, have you gone back to reread it since then?
So the answer is no, I have not gone back to reread it yet. I would like to. I've had it on my mind legitimately because it's like it's kind of weird. I don't know, like you guys in the chat could maybe relate. Like it's kind of weird to say out loud that it's already been like as many years as it has been since this manga has been, dropping chapters. But yeah, no, I haven't had a chance to go back and reread everything. As far as what I remember, I feel like if points are brought up, I probably would, but I guess it depends on like the finite question of, whatever it is. Like there's certain things that I'll remember back on, like
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 big moments, right?
sure, yeah,
Yeah. But like
right.
okay, so I'll give you an example. So here's what I'm getting at with that. I was told by a lot of people, when you go back and you reread the Moro and Granola arcs, they're way better. When
Oh,
you read
sure,
them,
yeah.
like when you I don't want to
In
say when,
sequence.
yeah, like not necessarily like one after the other in one day, but like I'm doing them every week, every couple of weeks, so it's still pretty fresh in my mind. But
Mm-hmm.
also, okay, so you know how like the best movies of all time, all the great movies, all the great TV shows, all the great anime, when you go back and watch them a second time, you notice foreshadowing that your brain did not pick up on the first time. So
Right.
I'm reading this Moro arc with the Mongolorian, which, by the way, y'all, it's in the live section of the channel. If you go to the channel, click on live, it's all the episodes are there archived. If
Mm-hmm.
you, I went back, bro, to the beginning of the of the Moro arc, and I'm going through chapter by chapter, and there's a lot of foreshadowing to stuff later on that I did that we don't because we don't know what's in Toyotaro or Toriyama's head. We don't know, and so
Yeah.
they were right. It really is better. I'm not gonna sit here and say they're on the level of old school OG Dragon Ball like the original manga, but they're
Mm.
closer than I had remembered. Like they are a lot better, bro. So I will be the first one to say that I enjoyed the second read through so far more than the first. Because
That's
I
what's
mean,
up.
also when you're covering like you know how when you're covering shit week to week or month to month, right? Like you're
Yeah.
kind of speculating, you're talking to your friends about it. It's a we all experience it in this fandom for the past 11 years, right?
Yeah.
But
That's so
it's
long.
different, but it's different when you like cuz I remember when I went back and I watched Super again with one of my exes because I was still with her when Super had ended. And then I went back and saw the whole thing with her again and I was like this really isn't as good as like it's not that good. But I remember one of the things that we all did with Super, and I'll be the first one to admit this. I was critical of Super when it was coming out, the original 2015 one, and we're gonna get to the new one here in a minute. But
Mm-hmm.
also I was like thinking, okay, well, let's get past this Battle of Gods and Resurrection F shit and it'll get better. Then we have the Champa stuff, which was better, but not quite to the level it should have been. Then the Trunks arc came around and bam, hit us with a right. Okay, this is now we're getting to some dark shit. And then that had that horrible ending. And I remember I did a live stream with Hail Zeon, Quamman, one of the early live streams on this channel, and I trashed that ending, bro. But then I said, I'm like, that's okay because the Tournament of Power is coming.
Right. Mm.
And so it's always like, well, that's okay, guys, because maybe it'll get better. And like that's something that I look back now and I'm like, it really didn't get all that much better. It did get better, don't get me wrong, but I don't think Dragon Ball Super ever really hit the heights of the old stuff, with the exception of some of the moments in Dragon Ball Super Broly, some of the moments in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and maybe some TOP stuff. But besides that, I don't think it ever really cracked that. I think everybody wanted it to be like Z again, and it just wasn't.
Mm.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
Okay. I mean, I feel like it depends on who you speak to on like what is more peak, I guess is the way. I guess that's like a universal way to I guess ask, people, especially nowadays, because that's a term that's thrown around. Everything is peak. It's either peak or it's trash. It's like it's never in between.
I don't like
Um,
that mentality, bro. It's very
I don't
immature.
either.
It's very
I
immature.
yes, I agree with that as well. Um, but yeah, I
We're
mean
getting
like
older, bro. First I was the old guy. Now you're turning into the old guy, and you're gonna soon you'll be like me, bro. Soon there's gonna come a day where you're gonna start reading these comments, and you're gonna start fucking the grays are gonna start coming in, bro, and you're gonna start doing, you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. I honestly, to be fair, like back during my peak of doing the reactions for the Dragon Ball Super episodes, like I got my training, I guess you could call it, like when I had to read through like hundreds of comments per reaction video that we did back when, and like I feel like I've built up like I guess like a strong enough shield to protect my own sanity, I guess is the best way to put it, from, headassery and, just random just garbage that people might spew, but I'm good. Like
No,
I'm
I mean
chilling.
it's. I know. I'm kind of fucking with you a little bit, but it's.
Yeah.
I've actually chilled out a lot. Like I am not the angry person I used to be. Although yesterday I was sending you comments of some of the shit that I see. See, now
Oh.
I know. Now I know why
Yeah, yeah,
big
yeah.
YouTubers. Hey, geekdom. Doctor Doom was pretending to be Steve Rogers and gave. He's the one that gave Sam the shield at the end of Endgame. So I respond to the guy and I go, "Why the fuck would Doctor Doom? Well, how does that? How does that benefit Doom in any way, bro? Why would he care? Like, that's and it's not just. It's not just the Dragon Ball fandom. It's just the internet as a whole is like this, you know.
I mean, I feel like, cause I have like just like with you, I have a lot of different interests. I'm sure you guys could get some sort of
This
idea just by
this
looking
did
at my
happen.
background. Wait,
Yeah, because and somebody asked the question
oh,
about that. No, no,
Brooklyn's
no.
like,
This did happen, bro. This
I do
guy
remember that.
Trenton, who happens to be Rican, just a coincidence, I'm sure. He didn't understand, bro. He didn't
Oh my god.
understand. So you know how when Goku and Gohan leave the room of spirit and time, and this is even in
Hmm.
the dub, Goku says, "We don't have to go back in there anymore. We're good." Trenton kept saying, "Well, you should go back in there and get stronger." And I had to zoom all the way in. Like I had the manga panel pulled up on the screen, right? I zoomed to where the panel was like in big letters, "We don't need to go back in." And then I got so mad that I grabbed the mic and I broke it on accident, bro. And that's been like the running gag with Trenton, bro.
Yeah.
He owes me money for breaking my mic.
I I
He's
I
a good sport about it though.
yeah, I remember I always remember hearing that brought up constantly on like times where like I've listened into like the Mongolian or any of your like
Oh, the
your
trend
Twitch
stuff.
streams. Yeah, like it
He's like a meme, and he's like a character, almost like a
yeah, he's like
character.
a part of your Geekdom 101 ethos right now. So it's pretty funny.
He has become that. So
Yeah.
now we got a few things to talk about today. All right.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I got 3 super chats. I want to get through them real quick. If you have super chat questions, they'll obviously get priority. We're going to talk about first. I'm going to open up by talking about Dragon Ball Super Beerus, what they're doing with that, the update to that. I got some information that I'll go into, and then obviously you and I will talk about it, and then I'll talk a little bit about Moro. It
Sure.
won't. This ain't gonna be like a super long stream. We ain't gonna be here 4 hours or anything like that. It will not be that long. I assure you. Ooch has already told me he's got shit to do later. So,
Yeah.
and that's okay. Let me get to these super chats though. And most Cobra, thank
Oh
you for the
wow.
very, very
Nice.
generous, bro.
Do you want me
And
to
what?
ding these and applaud them for you since I have a soundboard
Please do.
accessible? Go ahead.
Please
Here you
do.
go. Nice. Very good.
In
There it
fact,
is.
here's why he should be applauded. He's actually in the Discord, and he can ask me these questions in the Discord, but instead he still chooses to be very generous and ask
Yeah, that's
publicly.
awesome.
But you know
That's
what it
awesome.
is too. I think he also wants me to answer these questions for the whole world. So he's actually gifting this $50 to the whole world. Of course, Google's going to take half of it, but what can
Pretty
you do?
much.
What can you
Yeah.
do? Do you think part of why we have so many colored transformations is a reference to Power Ranger, Karate Belt, or Red Ribbon Army? I know the different colors are supposed to represent God Key. What'd you point at?
My Power Ranger helmets.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. I could not tell. Okay, and I was wondering if there was a gag behind it. So okay, we know for sure that Akira Toriyama was a fan of Sentai, which became Power Rangers in America. We know that's where the Ginyu Force comes from. Ginyu Tok Sentai. That ain't no accident. And Gray Saiyaman is like a mix of like Kamen Rider. Like he
Yes.
watched it when he was a kid, bro. Because Sentai started in 1975. Toriyama would have probably been like a he would have been like a young adult, like teenager. He was probably
Yeah.
watching it, right?
Yeah.
So we know that. We know he plays video games. He probably played Rockman, Mega Man, whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
read a long time ago that the Red Ribbon Army arc is supposed to be like his tribute to Rockman slash Mega Man. I have
Oh.
not been able to validate that though. Like I haven't been able to find that interview. I read it on the internet. This is like I'm talking like early 2000s internet. This is like 150
Oh
years ago,
wow.
bro. In the Stone Ages, bro, and we were carving.
Ancient.
Yeah, bro, and hieroglyphics.
Yeah, man,
And
dial up.
I couldn't find anybody. Like, I couldn't find a Toriyama interview to confirm that. So as far as like the belt colors, no, not really. Because if that was the case, then the black hair would be the strongest form instead of the silver hair, because the black belt is the highest one in most martial arts. But to answer your question, I don't think they're supposed to represent Power Rangers, Karate Belt, or Red Ribbon Army. I think Red Ribbon Army was the first time Toriyama played around with colors as puns, but I think the way that he developed the Super Saiyan forms was more organic than that. I think it was more so like, based on interviews, again, he has never said, I got it from this, I got it from that. What he has said is, he came up with Super Saiyan because jokingly he had to come up with a new form, and then he decided to give his color, his inker, a break, so Goku's hair didn't have to be shaded in, which is where we got the golden haired from. And then later on with the other forms, like the red Super Saiyan, he's commented on that being a strong color, and then the blue is more like a chill, like more like blue is more like a god type of color, because it's more like serenity type. And then of course,
Yeah.
like the silver hair was just, an evolution of the blue, because silver is usually a more, because like, you have like gold and silver, and gold is like a brighter color, but silver's more like a kind of a subdued color.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is. So the answer to your question, bro, and I gave him a lot of time because it was a very generous super chat.
Oh,
is
absolutely.
He's never said that. So now Junior wants to know, is Ooch Spider-Man? He's talking about that costume you had back there, bro.
So funny, funny enough.
By the way, he
like-
might be flirting with you because he does that with my guests sometimes, bro. So just let you know.
word?
Junior does
Okay.
that. Mhm.
Word. Well, I appreciate the checking out my background, but yeah, that's actually like it's not a onesie, but it's like one of those like I
You
guess
better not have a onesie, bro.
no. It's not a onesie. If it was a onesie, you'd be able to see the legs. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hoodie, but it feels like a blanket. Cause like you put the hood up and like there's like the Spider-Man eyes too. So it was gifted to me. I forget who got it for
That's
me.
pretty
forever.
awesome, actually. That sounds pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
And it is warm. So it's like whenever it gets cold down here, I could just throw that on. I've actually worn it on stream once, like playing Spider-Man, funny enough, because last month was Spidey month. So I was playing through all of well, not all of them, but I was playing through some of the games that I own on disc, because support physical media, of course. I actually have a copy.
Yeah.
I got a copy of Ultimate Spider-Man, which I have the collector's edition, which has Venom on it. And one of my friends, shout out to Housetop, he was like, "Bro, I didn't even know this existed." I was like, "Dude, I didn't even know either, and I own it." So yeah, it's like, oh, you can't see it, but it's on my Spider-Man display right there. It's on the bottom there. But yeah, so I was playing like the Marvel Spider-Man 2 on the hardest difficulty right before Brand New Day came out. I saw that twice, and the second time was in IMAX. Fantastic movie, amazing film.
Very emotional film, bro. Very emotional.
But to answer the question, I wish I was Spider-Man. I wish.
I mean, who doesn't, bro? Except for in this last movie, bro, because he took it.
Yeah, minus all the traumatic stuff, of
Yeah.
course, and depressing stuff. Yeah.
But that's life, because unfortunately, what Spider-Man had to deal with in this last movie is something very real, bro. Very,
Yeah.
very real. Very
Yeah.
real. That a lot of men have been broken by such trauma, But if you haven't seen the movie, I'm surprised. There's probably people who haven't. Like, I have one friend who's going on Thursday who didn't see it yet, but almost everybody I know has seen the movie at least more than once. I still don't know if I want to go into spoilers. See, this guy says no spoilers, but and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just surprised you've been able to avoid them, considering, the internet.
I know. I mean,
it's out there.
yeah, there's been a lot of posts, like people just openly. First of all, people taking pictures and video of the off-screen, like in their theaters, like just putting it on the internet talking about stuff, which I find funny because it's like
It's very
you're not
frowned
really
upon.
you're not supposed to do that, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I've the spoilers. There was a big surge of spoilers like the week it came out, and then it kind of went down a bit. But then with the D23 event, people started talking again because obviously with the X-Men announcement, there is a tie-in. I'm not gonna go into that, so there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Okay, we have one more super chat here from Joey the Lip. When we finally go past end of Z, this is a question I get at least once every 3 streams. I get this question, bro. You're not the first one to ask
Right,
this.
rightfully so.
I'm not blaming him. No, I'm not.
Right.
I won't
Yeah.
hold my breath till we get a name change. Is there a chance it can go back to being called Z? Okay. First of all, I don't think he's asking when. Okay. So I thought he was asking when are we going past the end of Z? No, he's saying when we do go past the end of Z. Now,
Right.
there's no guarantee that's going to happen. I feel like it should happen, that it should have already happened years ago. There's no guarantee. They haven't said straight up they're going to do that. It's just based on what Toriyama said before he passed away and what Toyotaro said in an interview after that. But that was also years ago, too.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a name change? I don't know, because Dragon Ball Super as a brand is kind of the modern Dragon Ball brand, but I think Toei's smart enough to know they put Dragon Ball on anything, it'll do well. Dragon
Yep.
Ball Daima actually did surprisingly well despite a lot of people shitting on it both before and after it came out. It
Yeah.
did surprisingly well, especially in international markets. You see, folks, other ethnicities outside of the spoiled, entitled fucking Americans in this country, they actually appreciate, and I'm saying that from the heart, bro, as somebody
Yeah.
who came here on a door, right? They actually like appreciated the fact there was new Dragon Ball. And for the record, before anybody says anything, I criticized the fuck out of Daima. I did a whole video reviewing Daima when it was done. And
Yeah.
ultimately, I said that a lot of it was a waste of time. There was some fun stuff there, but I thought a lot of it was a waste of time.
Yeah.
However, Dragon Ball Daima, while not as prestigious as the Super name, it's Dragon Ball. I think they put Dragon Ball on anything, it's probably going to make them some money, or that's what they think, and it's kind of true. So
Yeah.
no, and they will. I don't think they're ever gonna. Why would they think about this? Think about what you're asking, bro, from just a marketing perspective. Why would they go back and call it Dragon Ball Z again? Like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense with why it was even called Dragon Ball Z to begin with. It doesn't make sense as to what Dragon Ball Z is in people's eyes. No, there's no chance it'll go back to being called Z. Now, will it be called Dragon Ball Super Z? That's possible. I'm not saying it will be, but it's not going to be called Dragon Ball Z ever again. That's just not going to happen, bro. That's like saying, are they going to call it GT? Like, no. It's after Z, so they should call it GT. Why? Like, no. Like, logic, bro. But no, to answer your question, I don't think that's ever going to be Z. It's not going to be DBZ ever again, bro. I don't think so. Not like not new stuff, not like new episodes. Games, different story, but like new episodes, new manga chapters. I mean, it was never called Z in Japan to begin with in the manga anyway. So, do you have any thoughts to add to that?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. Like, I can understand why people would wonder that because of the prestige that Dragon Ball Z as a name has. Because like when you think about it, like a lot of fans out there acknowledge even Super as DBZ. They don't say DBS. They
Trust
don't
me,
even
I know,
say,
bro.
and you know,
It's going to lead me to a short lifespan, but I know.
it's like, yeah, like unfortunately. But
Now,
like,
who still calls it Dragon Ball Z Super? Because remember when that was a thing?
oh, that was annoying. I'm not gonna lie. But to that point, I actually remember making a video forever ago, like asking the question, like actually answering this question, but back in the day, like, will we call it Dragon Ball Super Z because it's like combining the two and blah blah blah. But
I could see that.
I
I
could
really
see
could.
it, but
Not just Z though. Like I don't ever see it just Z. It'll Super Z maybe, but I think it's just gonna be called Dragon Ball Super.
and you know what's funny is there's even an argument to be made where like they could just call it Dragon Ball. That's it.
That's what the
You
games are
know?
gonna be from now on. Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Legends, Dragon Ball. Well, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, but they're not gonna rename that now. That was called that forever ago.
Yeah, because like when you think of Dragon Ball Z, that Z is very like it's very direct
It's very
because
pop
like
culture too.
it's like in your mind when you think DBZ, you are picturing Frieza, Cell, and Boo and Gotenks and Vegito and that tournament that happened, like and Trunks. Like you're thinking of all those moments and the Super Saiyan 3 power up
Yeah,
and you're probably even thinking of Bruce Faulkner, depending on what you grew
lots
up
of
with.
nostalgia.
Like that's so it's like you can't necessarily attach Z onto things without having all of that coming with it in people's minds. So I feel like what you're saying is also what I'm saying, that like from a marketing standpoint, they can slap on the word Dragon Ball on anything is gonna sell. So when it comes to like a name, they're probably that's like probably like the last thing they're worried about. Like they could call it Dragon Ball
Q.
Toilet, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like they could literally call it whatever. Like Daima came out and people were just wanting something new anyway, and it did well, like you said. So whatever
It did.
happens post end of Z timeline wise or whatever, doesn't matter what the name's gonna be. They could literally just call it Dragon Ball Blue because Goku has the blue gi and use that as the that's why
That's
they
it.
called it that and make it something stupid and it
That's
doesn't
but that's
matter.
something Toriyama would do. I
Right.
mean,
There
that's
you
like a
go.
Toriyama thing. So, but
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. That you nailed it. And I want to address Slick's comment here because this is actually something that I've said in the past too. He says, majored in marketing, rebranding is very expensive. Just to clarify for the marks, and the price scales to the size of the company. Love Ooch. So,
Thank you.
yeah,
Love
but
you
and
too.
he's right though. Like for them to rebrand Dragon Ball Super as something else, the reason why Daima had to be called Daima is because they couldn't call it Super because it takes place before Super and it's in a totally different part of like the Dragon Ball timeline. And
Right.
it's a different story. It's a demon realm. It was originally called Dragon Ball Magic. We've confirmed that multiple times. And then
Yeah.
Toriyama was like basically the demon realm is called the Dai Makai, which is the grand demon realm. So he
Yeah.
took Dai Makai, which is two words, and just took the second half of the second word and dropped it and just did Dai Ma. That's it. It's that simple. Dai
Right.
Makai Dai Ma, which is why when some people and I saw somebody in the chat say they should call it Dragon Ball Ultra. Doubtful, and I'll tell you why. It's not a horrible name. It's not that the name is
Right.
bad. It's that Dragon Ball Cho in Japan, the word Cho is like the Japanese approximation of the word super. Because the thing about Dragon Ball
Yes.
Super is that in Japan, they can either say Dragon Ball Cho, which is basically the Japanese approximation of super, or they can say Dragon Ball Super, which is the English word for super. Toriyama does this all the time.
Yeah.
There's the Makanko Sapo, which is a Japanese name for the special beam cannon, which is not the translation of Makanko Sapo. But then Vegeta says all his names in English in the Japanese version. Big Gubang Attack. Like that's an English word. So what I mean by that is this. The word Cho also means ultra.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Yeah.
Vegeta said Ultra Vegeta 1, he said Cho Vegeta, and you could hear him say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the subtitlers called it Ultra Vegeta 1 because they knew he wasn't saying. Because if they would have subtitled it as Super Vegeta 1, people would have been like, wait a minute, but he already called himself that against Cell. Oh, but Cho means Ultra also. That's why it's Ultra Vegeta 1. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense unless you understand both languages, but that's why I'm here. And I'm not saying I speak both languages, you know.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm here to help people who don't speak both. Because if you speak Japanese, why would you ever watch this subtitled? You know, unless you want to learn Japanese, there's no
Sure.
reason to. Or you're a translator. Like, if you speak Japanese, just watch it in Japanese. So,
Yeah.
and that's a good point right here from Maurice when they say Godo. Yeah, they don't say Kami, they say Godo. All right.
Right.
So there's a couple more super chats. I'm going to get to them shortly. I want to quickly talk a little bit about the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Enhanced Edition. Enhanced Edition. All right. Enhanced Edition. Let me pull something up real quick here. I'm gonna put something on the screen.
Okay.
In just a moment. Give me just a second, because I have to illustrate a point real quick
Okay.
about this.
So this is
There.
the super. This is the exclusive you're giving people right now to the world that no one knows yet.
Well, some of it is. Part of it is. Part of it they do know, part of it they don't know. But we're going to talk about it. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's a couple things I want to get to. There's a couple things. But let me real quick share my screen. Well, okay. First of all, if you watched my video that I put out, I think 2 weeks ago about the Champa arc, the video was about how they were doing major cuts to the Champa arc. Originally, it was perceived by, and it was straight up told by myself, Venixis, several of the other insiders, that it was Dragon Ball, that Dragon Ball the Champa arc would be 10 episodes. Turns out it's not. It's less than that.
Yeah.
It's going to be 7 episodes, which means there's going to be 6 episodes for Battle of Gods, 7 episodes for Resurrection F, 7 episodes for Champa. Now, what I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around is, why is it that, how the hell is Resurrection F going to get 7 episodes? And Champa, which has a lot more fights, a lot more material, a lot more story, fucking Champa has 8 new characters. The 5 members of Universe 6, Vados, no, more than that. Vados, Champa, Zuno. They introduced Tights to the freaking anime, which is technically a new character for the anime. And then Monaka. So you've got like 10 new characters, and you're gonna cram that into the same space as Resurrection F? That's a problem, bro. What do you think?
Yeah. No, because honestly, like, I'm glad you brought all of that up again, because even though, like, I do remember you putting that news out, it's already been however many days, weeks, or whatever since
Couple
then,
weeks.
and I already forgot. So yeah,
It's not your fault.
It's kind of odd that the Frieza section, which you could argue is definitely the fastest among those sections,
The least amount of story, that's for sure.
yeah, like the only thing I could think of is like, okay, maybe they're gonna try to like give some breathing time to the Frieza buildup itself. Maybe we'll get to see some of the training a little bit more, like during that part where he started to take himself seriously. I don't know. Obviously, the next thought, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably already thinking, is maybe they'll add a little bit more juice to the fight, something along those lines. But yeah, it's weird. It's a choice for sure, but I don't know.
Something else too that I do want to comment on something here. We even forgot about this. He's right. The last episode they reveal Zeno. Okay, and I want to address this. Frieza's tough though, so it's not a fumble. Yes, it is a fumble. You're not listening to what I'm saying, buddy. Listen. Open these up. Listen.
I'm laughing at him, not you.
Frieza has almost little stories. Almost little story. They're introducing not 10, because now if we count Zeno, 11 new characters in the Champa arc. And you're saying it should be the same length as the Frieza arc because Frieza's tough? So you're saying Frieza's tougher than Hit. By your logic, Hit should be 5 episodes then by himself. Think, buddy, think! I'm not trying to fucking troll the dude, but come on. Zeke Ooch is what I'm talking about, bro. Well, Frieza's tough, but what about Hit? Hit's not tough? Hit's 10 times stronger than Frieza, and you're saying let's give Frieza more time because you know he's tough. Come on, man. Come on.
Right.
All I ask is at least a little bit of thinking. No, it's bad, brother. It's bad. It's bad because they're going to give equal time to Resurrection F than they are Universe 6 when there's way more story in Universe 6. That's not even an argument or an opinion. That's an objective fact. And I'm a little worried about it. That's why I'm saying it. I'm a little worried about it, you know?
It's realistically, it's like if we were to
I'm a
have
little
decided
concerned.
on this, like I'm sure like I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't give Resurrection Section more than like 4 episodes at max. 3
Right.
would be like the good.
The
Like,
movie's 3. The movie's basically 3. Right.
yeah, I would just do it like that. But no, look, Frieza is tough. I'm not gonna take that away. Frieza is tough, but yeah,
He is tough, but is he
yeah.
tougher than Hit?
No, and plus
Is
like
is he tougher than anybody from Team Unit? Maybe Boltamo and those guys.
I'm not
Maybe
gonna
Frost.
lie though.
Frost.
The one thing I they better leave in there is my Kaioken moment. That was hype. I don't care what anybody says. That was so cool when that happened. When he surprise whooped that John out, bro. I'm telling you, like that was me and my brother were not expecting that. And when he said Kaioken, I was like, oh, it was fire. They better
Right,
do it
and
again.
no, it was a great scene. I don't know if they're keeping it or not, but I am gonna say this, and I'm gonna talk about in just a minute here. Hold on. Oh God, I'm trying to get the right. There we go. JD says, whenever a story is longer than another, but yet they both adapted to the same length episode count, I don't know how I feel about that. It's not just the episode count. He's right. It's not just that. It's the fact that there's literally more story in Universe 6 than there's a lot more stuff that they can't cut out. With the Frieza, with Resurrection of Frieza, the anime had to add like 8 episodes worth of bullshit to Goma, Gotenks, Ginyu, stuff that was not even in Toriyama's original vision anyways, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's, to me, I think it's a mistake to go that far with stuff, in my opinion. Now, here's kind of what I wanted to get to with some of the stuff today. So first of all, I wanted to highlight that some of the information I'm going to go into has already been revealed on the Patreon. So let me give a quick plug on that. Patreon.com/geekdom101. This guy, bro.
Hey,
If
I'm
you
applauding it's your Patreon, bro. You gotta juice it up, bro.
No, I know, but I wasn't expecting you to put the... I wasn't
You like the sound
expecting
effects?
it. I wasn't expecting it, bro. So memberships and bonus content's been moved to Patreon. I've got these exclusive news hotlines where I drop stuff sometimes weeks, if not months, before they go public, including Time Gods of Destruction, which I talked about like all the way back here on April 17th, way forever ago. Now, some of the information I'm going to get into today is from the recent hotlines. So if you want to get information even before it makes it to the YouTube channel, that's the place to go. Patreon.com/geekdom101. That's just one of the many perks. Just check out the membership options and you'll see we have early videos, extra videos, uncensored streams. Boy, that's going to be controversial.
Wait, so I have a question. So like about
yeah.
your Patreon. So are you basically doing what oh my god, it's my brain farting is happening in real time right now. What not obviously not Figure 4 Daily, but the other wrestling news source that he Patreon.
You mean like Fightful?
Yeah, like you're doing like Fightful does, except like you're doing
I've never
like
signed
voice
up to their
notes.
Patreon.
Well, I don't either, but they say it all the time. So pretty much how it works is like Fightful has their exclusives on their Patreon, and they just put out whatever bit of news that they have there first before anyone else publicly sees it. But then, of course, people cover it because they're subscribed to his Patreon. So it's like, so I'm basically what I'm asking you is like, is that essentially what you're doing, but you're at least releasing it via like voice note in that way, just for clarity?
That's just one of the perks.
That's one of the perks. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have videos on there as well. Like, but
Yeah.
one of the perks
That's
is
cool.
Yeah, I record these little, and I got it from PW Insider. They were doing it back in like 2004, bro, like way
Oh,
back.
true. Okay.
Actually, I
Yeah.
think OneWrestling.com might have been doing it even before them. And this is
Mm,
back before Patreon existed, so they were paying for their own hosting for this. Think about
right.
how crazy the world is now.
Right.
Yeah, one of the perks is you get access to those bonus hotlines. It's basically just me just talking. Like, look, I'll give a demonstration real
That's a
quick.
dope idea, though. I like that a
Well,
lot.
I mean, it's an old idea. It's old internet, but I feel like it
Yeah.
still works now.
It's cool though. I feel like it's unique because it's like I don't think you're like the first person that I've seen do it like this.
That's because
So
I'm old, bro. That's
I'm
why.
about to. Oh, so I'm old too. So I'm about to steal that. I'm gonna just be like, hey guys, Geekdom said this. All right, bye. That's Patreon. So that's what I'm gonna do.
I would
Yeah.
prefer you not do that or
Nah,
give
I'm
my
just kidding.
people ideas to do that, please. I mean, thankfully, that actually hasn't happened yet because I talked about Time God of Destruction on April 17th, and I had a fuckload of members then, and nobody leaked it. So that hasn't
Oh
happened
wow.
yet. I'm recording
Loyalty.
this on August 17th. Can you hear it? 2026.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I can
early
hear
in
it.
the morning. Going to give you a quick update here on Dragon Ball Super Beerus. Anyways, so basically it's me just talking. It's an audio hotline. You download it to your phone. It's yours. You're good to go.
Nice.
And I do them like whenever stuff comes up. There's no like every week thing. It's just whenever shit comes up. Anyways, let me get to what I talked about on there and how it relates to what I'm talking about on here. So, it's I don't know if it's good news or bad news. Now, it depends on kind of how you look at it. So, if you are not good at math, I'll do some math for you, okay?
Okay.
6 Battle of Gods, 7 Frieza, 7 Universe 6. That comes out to 20. 20 episodes. The Dragon Ball Super Beerus remake will be 20 episodes. It's going to run from October to February, possibly early May, but most likely February. Now, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Dragon Ball
Mm-hmm.
Daima was October to February, 20 episodes. If we go all the way back, I mean like all the way back to 9 months ago, I discussed Moro Arc Seasonal, a new beginning for Dragon Ball Super anime. In this video, I discussed that Dragon Ball Super was moving to a seasonal approach. Now, I need to clarify, because that's something I said then, but I wasn't sure about exactly how they were going to do it, and I'm still not exactly sure, okay? Here's what I'm trying to tell you. 20 episodes for Daima, 20 episodes for this upcoming Beerus thing. The Beerus, Frieza, Champa, all of that's 20 episodes. Now, that does not mean that every future Dragon Ball anime project will be 20 episodes. That's not what that means.
Mm-hmm.
What it does mean, though, is that when things come out, right, they're going to be coming out for a while and then stop, aka what's called seasonal anime. And the reason as to why it's a big deal for Dragon Ball is because Dragon Ball's never really done seasonal before. Dragon Ball ran from 1986 to 1997. Dragon Ball into Z, into GT, one after another with no seasonal breaks ever. Yes, I
Crazy.
know on Toonami it was every day in 6 seasons. I know that the box sets at Walmart say 9 seasons. None of that is true.
I
In
have those.
Japan, in Japan, it was 86 to 97, no breaks. And if you really want to get scientific with it, the show that aired before Dragon Ball and after GT was Dr. Slump. From 81 to 86, and then from 97 to 99, which means that Akira Toriyama owned the Wednesday night at 7 time slot from 1981 to 1999, almost 20 years, bro.
Crazy.
That's crazy. He owned that time slot.
Yeah.
So, now we're in a new era. I need to bring up, and I have to bring this up because people have been talking about this. People have been asking me about this, and I need to bring it up. Let me pull up the Toei animation plan because boy, are people getting this one wrong. And it's not their
Yeah.
fault. It's not their fault. I'm not going to blame people. I'm not trying to be, I am not doing that. And unlike other people in this community, I'm not going to gatekeep and withhold information and pretend like I'm not.
Mm.
Let me see here. Where, well, I thought it was here. Hold on. I thought I had it pulled up here.
Oh wow, Pokemon's officially ending weekly episodes as well. Damn, and that one ran
Yeah,
for a long time too.
yeah, because I think they're starting to realize that like overworking animators might lead to human rights violations. And you think I know
Damn,
no,
yeah,
see
that
here's
is true though.
no, but here's the thing. That sounds like I'm being dramatic. I'm not being
Nah,
dramatic.
I get it.
Brother, I found out what Naoto Shishida made as an annual salary. The
Yeah.
man, the man who has given us some of the greatest scenes in Dragon Ball Z, GT, Super, and the fucking Gogeta versus Broly. During the peak of Geekdom 101, I was making what he made in a year in 1 month. That's bad. And that's not me gloating. That is not me bragging. I think that's a miscarriage of justice. I think it's fucked up that YouTubers make more than the animators that work on these shows. But that's the thing people don't understand about Japan, bro. They it's not about making a what do you call it? The you know how they say you have to make a livable wage? In Japan, the livable wage, it's a lot less than it is here. But if
Yeah.
you're working on something like Dragon Ball, which is internationally seen, and you're making like not six figures, that's not good. I mean, am I weird for thinking that, bro? Am I weird for wanting Shida to get paid more?
No, I think it's pretty inhumane if like you would if anyone thought, differently, because it's like these are real people, these are not machines, which is a odd direction that we might end up heading towards when it comes to a lot of this stuff that
Oh,
we enjoy. And I'm telling you guys right now, you don't want that. Okay? A lot of people, they just see cool things and they're like, "Oh, I like that cool thing. Give me more of it." But it's gonna be more harm than foul. And these are real people that are really talented, and they should be, actually paid and compensated and treated very well. And it shouldn't take 30 plus years for us to get to a point where they are given that type of compensation, man, because
right.
it's like why. And it's what to
And
add
this
to
is
this
across
point.
the board. It ain't just Toei.
Yeah, no, exactly, like to add to
Like
this point, it's just like,
Mappa.
yeah, like why did it's crazy how it takes fans like us to be the ones to shine a light on this. It's like no one at any of these corporate offices. Corporate greed is everywhere, and it's just it just sucks.
No, and it really makes you wonder like where that money goes because I'm not look I'm not gonna begin to pretend to understand everything about Japanese corporations because I don't. Somebody earlier in the chat had a super chat that asked about why Dragon Ball gets poor promotion, which I'll get to shortly here. I can't answer that question because I don't know. It doesn't make
I
sense to me.
I know the answer.
Oh, I know. Well, you gave an answer on your Twitch that popped me many years ago. But if you want, if you want to give that answer again, go for it. The floor is yours.
Well, I won't do that one right now, but what I will say, it's a kind, I guess it's like a updated answer, but it does relate to what you're thinking about. Um, Dragon Ball has afforded itself to not market or promote itself anymore.
I don't like that though because it's bullshit. Like, not
I don't
saying
like it
you're
either.
wrong. I'm saying that's
Yeah.
not how it works, bro.
Yeah, but it's like when you're someone like us looking at it from our view, like here's the fence, here's us like watching them do things,
The
and it's just
neighbor,
like
which is the analogy you made a couple years ago,
I
he's
didn't mean
mowing
to
the
do that,
lawn
but
and he's
yeah,
looking
right.
at you across the fence.
Nah, like like Dragon Ball is, think about it, guys. Dragon Ball is so popular that they could shadow drop something right now, and guess what's happening? The internet breaks because everyone's gonna flock and go crazy,
Yeah,
acting like,
but that's the internet. People outside the internet, bro, half of them don't even know like what's going on. Dude, you know how many people think Dragon Ball Super Beerus is a movie? Still,
you know, my brother thought that, which is crazy.
I rest my case. And he's related to you.
And
He's related to you,
yeah.
who's related to me. Wait a minute. Wait a
Wait.
minute. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that hold on, your brother thought that Dragon Ball Super Beerus was a movie and he gets to be the best man and I don't?
Here we go.
Are you
Here we go.
are you serious? Y'all, can you believe what this man just said, bro? Does he think Frieza's a woman too, bro? Is that the next one?
No, no, I don't think he's ever thought that.
Okay,
I don't think
good.
that's ever actually crossed his mind, if I'm being honest. But
Very
you guys,
good.
You
Very
guys will
good.
hear. You guys will hear his reaction to me saying this to him on the next FPP episode when that
Bro.
drops. Like,
But that's my
soon.
point is people who are even like semi interested don't even know all the details.
yeah,
You know what I'm
I'm just.
saying?
I'm just fully confident in the fact that like what I'm saying is so true, that like Dragon Ball has reached a popularity and a fame and infamy across the globe that even though the internet would break, that word would spread, and then people like on a more public or general basis would know at that point too. And then of course, you know, the free marketing, aka the content creators, aka us, are we are the marketing team. Like, we are on the payroll without being on the payroll.
And
That's
yet,
how Dragon Ball is, bro.
and yet they copyright us. They try to say we're lying. They
Yeah.
fucking that's yeah, I know, dude. I've had a lot of people tell me I wouldn't even know what Daima was if I wasn't watching your channel, because think about how poorly promoted that was. Superhero, bro. There were people that were like going to the movie theater to watch a movie and they see a Dragon Ball poster. Oh, there's a new Dragon Ball movie. Like, they should be. Boy, you want to talk about like, listen, Slick earlier said he had a marketing degree. Clearly that's something that they don't have in Japan, in Toei, because
Oh, get him.
bro, if you're putting out a Dragon Ball movie, there should be email blasts, there should be posters at every convention, there should be a street team putting street signs. Like, there should be a team that goes to big conventions and puts those little, like when you go to a pro wrestling event, every time you go to a pro wrestling indie show, you go out to your car, every damn time there's a little card on your windshield of another indie show coming next.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, there should be a street team that Toei pays. Bro, you could pay them. I'm not sure. I just said livable wage. You could pay them a barely livable wage, or even some would volunteer
Yeah.
to put the little card that say Dragon Ball Superhero coming December 20. No, like whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dragon Ball Super Broly December 2018 with the date and everything. That should be everywhere.
Bro, I'm convinced, and this
Look,
is how
look at this rage baiting, bro. Look at this rage baiting. He thinks he's gonna get me. He thought he was gonna get me, bro. He thought he was gonna get me. Give him the applause. Give him the applause. Give him the applause. You thought you were gonna get me, but you failed. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, I was just gonna say that, you know, that somebody got hired, or they finally decided to even have a marketing team over in that Dragon Ball room when they start advertising during WWE events. When you see a Dragon Ball logo on the ring,
That's right. Sparking Zero was advertised.
that's how you know they're gonna really start caring about pushing stuff.
Because Nick Khan likes money, honey. So they should have had one of those 5-minute commercials that they have in between matches. I'm sorry, 10-minute commercials between matches to just talk about Dragon Ball.
Right.
So, all right. Let me get to this, bro. We're not done. I still have a lot more to go into, because I have some good news that might be. I have good news and bad news. Okay.
Okay.
About both Dragon Ball Super, the enhanced edition, and Moro. So but first, I have to discuss this, bro, because man, are people getting this one wrong.
Oh, are we looking at a timeline of releases?
This is Toei Animation's basically their tentative timeline for releases, what they are putting out for 2026, 2027, and TBA. So you've got your One Piece stuff up here, your Dragon Ball stuff here, and then you've got Digimon and Precure down here. Now, because this channel covers Dragon Ball, and I have a weird feeling that like 90% of you guys do not watch.
What's Precure? I don't know.
Exactly. Wait, were you being serious?
I'm dead ass. I've never heard of that before in my life until now.
Precure is this anime called Pretty Cure, bro. It's basically like Sailor Moon. It's one of those magical girl shows. Yeah,
Cool,
it's popular.
cool.
It is popular though, and they've had some Dragon Ball people go on to that show. So
Kaiju Decode looks cool. I don't know what that is, but
where do you see that? I don't even.
right next to Monkey Quest and Underworld Trigger. I remember World Trigger.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're doing like a reboot or whatever, a remake of World Trigger. Okay,
Nice.
So fall 2026, Dragon Ball Super Beerus, right, and then Sparking Zero, Super Limit Breaking Neo. That's 7/26, 26, right? We know all that. And then 2027 they have Sparking Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and then over here you've got the Dragon Ball theme park and Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol. People seem to think that because it's in TBA, that it's gonna be in 2028.
I can understand why.
But
Yeah.
it's not. Let me tell you why. Because see how it says here 2027 dash?
Aha.
2027 dash, guys, means 2027 and beyond.
Mm.
If this were going to be in 2028, they would have had a separate section that said 2028. TBA means to be announced.
Yeah.
That means that they don't know when this is going to come out yet. They don't have a date of when this is going to come out yet.
Yeah.
I can tell you, if you have any semblance of trust in anything that I say, if you don't, then you're going to believe whatever you want, and I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that I'm talking to that actually know that I'm legit, have kept up with the scorecard, that have been loyal to me. I love you and I appreciate you. That sounds so patronizing, bro. Even though I know you don't mean for it to be.
Listen. This is hype.
Because
I'm adding hype. Yeah, yo, I'm hyping you up, bro. Come on.
You're working me, bro. You're working me. I feel like I'm being worked right now.
I swear I'm not. I'm having fun.
Listen. The reality is that they are not going to release a date on this Moro arc, bro, until they are confident about when it's going to be done. I reported. Let's go back. Let me get my. Where's my screen thing here? I'm gonna share this tab. Okay. If you check out this audio hotline right here, right? I reported on August 2nd here on the Geekdom 101 Patreon that right now, which is not right now, it's August 2nd, which was about what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, right? 3 weeks ago, they were in the process of making Majin Buu versus Moro. Literally, that's what they're working on right now. I'm not going to go into who told me. No one will ever know. You put a bullet through my head before I tell you. All right?
Damn.
That's it. I'm not going to tell you. But if they are working on that now, they've still got another. How much time do they have left? A lot. All right. The Moro arc, the fact that they're already on that part means that this is actually going well, because you have to remember something. You have to remember. Dragon Ball Super was announced in April of 2015, and production began shortly before the announcement. And I mean shortly before.
We could tell.
They had 2 months of pre-production. Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol has over a year, maybe a year and a half, depending on how things get worked out.
Yeah.
Therefore, number one, I would not worry about it being in 2028. I have said since fucking January. It's likely going to start in 2027 and probably go into 2028. So maybe October, maybe December, probably not July, although it's possible. Because you have to remember something. While episodes are airing, they're still making more episodes. When Dragon Ball Daima episode 1 aired, they were still working on episode 17, 18, 19, and 20. Like they still, it ain't like they don't just put it out like when it's fully done. They put it out when it's close to being done and they're confident they have a buffer of time before more episodes drop.
There it is.
Now, I did want to bring something up. I'm not done. There's more. Great comment here by Dustin. They're splitting Moro into 2 seasons. That is possible. I cannot say for sure that's going to happen, but it is possible that they do like Dragon Ball Super, the Galactic Patrol, and then they kind of splinter it, and then we get 20 or 25 episodes of that, and then in 2028 we get Dragon Ball Super, Galactic Patrol Conclusion, or Dragon Ball Super, I don't know, the Angel and the Demon. They could come up with a lot of cool names. I'm not in their marketing team, sadly, for them, right? Because I guarantee you, Ooch, if I was there, I'd be like, wait a minute, you're making who? That person's making what? No. You're taking a pay cut. You're getting a salary cut. We're going to take some of these funds and we're going to pay a street team to make sure everyone knows about Dragon Ball. We're going to call up Nick Khan and I'm going to say, listen, Nick, 2 things. 1, I want front row at WrestleMania for free. Right. He'll hang up the phone right away, bro. He'll hang up the phone. He will immediately hang up.
He's like, you're not going to get green shirt man seat. Of course not.
Well, unless I pay $100,000. Then I'll get it. Bro, you know that man paid $100,000 to walk down, over $100,000, because they said it was 6 figures. He paid 6 figures to walk down the aisle with Wade Barrett before the show started.
I just want to know like what he does for a living. Like
I don't think he does anything for a living. I think he comes from money. I think he's one of those guys whose parents are rich or he inherited money.
That's insane. Like
I know. That's like fuck you money. That's
like seriously.
That's like I'm gonna go to the strip club and just throw $5,000 up and just let it go like nothing.
And you know it's on purpose because he wears the same green shirt to make sure people know that, hey, look at me, guys. Like
look at how rich I am. But see, here's the problem with that. See, if he ever went to the hood, the hood has a lot of wrestling fans. He knows not to wear that in the hood. It's kind of like those guys. Okay, so let me tell you a quick story. This is a quick story about high school.
Wrestling tangent.
No, but you will love this story. So
I'm here for it.
I went to high school in a high school that was in the hood. It was about 70% Spanish, 25% black, 5% white. So we had a nice ethnic mix, right? There was a kid that came to school with a legitimate platinum chain that his parents got him because they were rich, and he was flossing it. By second period, that shit was gone.
Oh my God, that poor kid. Oh man.
No. Did you say? Hold on. Did you say poor kid?
Well, no. Like I'm saying, like he had a nice new thing, and then he got robbed. Like that sucks. No matter what.
Maybe he shouldn't have brought it to school.
Well, okay.
And even if it wasn't really platinum, it doesn't matter.
I know. Okay, the only thing I can relate to that is even as a kid back when we had Game Boys and
I got my Game Boy took with Pokemon Blue and I had to buy it back. That's another story, bro.
I was never dumb enough, I'll say, to bring my stuff to school because I would see my friends or I would see people that would, and next thing you know, I lost my yellow version. I'd be like,
I lost my Pokemon Blue. I lost my Pokemon Blue, and I wasn't even flossing it. I was just playing it like when I was bored during lunch. They took it.
Nah,
and then I had to buy it back. Bro.
That sucks.
Because somebody took it and then they sold it to another kid, and then that other kid sold it to me,
Wow.
And okay, it was one of those things where like I knew that it wasn't like I knew it, he didn't say it was mine, but like you know how like when you look at something and like the sticker has like a little maybe like you know how when something's yours and you look at
You
it a
know it's
lot
yours. The little
the
imperfections or
little
whatever.
imperfections. No,
Yeah.
bro. You know what? One more story, y'all. I promise you I'll get back to Dragon Ball in just a minute, but I'm gonna pop Uchi with this story. So, I promise you, you'll love this story, bro. So there was this kid named Michael that used to come over to my house after school. White kid, Dragon Ball fan of video games. Probably no different than us. I'm not gonna give away his last name because you can find him on social media.
Myers.
Because I found him on Facebook. No, I'd be dead if that were the case. No, no, bro. He didn't pawn my Game Boy. He sold it back to me. See, that's your problem, Trenton, is you only listen to half the story. He sold it back to me, bro. Come on. Unless you call that pawning. You can, if that's a street term. All right, so check this out. No. We're going to get back to Dragon Ball in a minute, but I promise you'll like this story. So for some reason, people named Michael, bro. Not all of them, but a lot. And I've had a lot of problems with guys named Michael in my life. I don't know what it is about that name. No, I don't know what it is. It's weird. And I respect Mikael, the archangel from the Bible, bro. So anyways, check it out. So this guy, all right? So this guy, okay, came over to my house, right? Now, what I used to do sometimes is he would come over to my house and I would be tired from school, so I'd take a nap in my bedroom and he'd be playing games. So we would either play video games together, or if I fell asleep, he'd just play Zelda or whatever until his dad came to pick him up. Because his dad would come to pick him up at my house after work. Because see, folks, back then we were poor and we didn't have like money. There was no Uber and we rode the school bus. So his thing was, instead of waiting for my dad at school, what he did, instead of waiting for his dad, he'd come over to my house on my bus, and then his dad would pick him up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like it's pretty basic stuff that we did as kids, right?
Yeah.
So we
I had
played
friends that
like
did that too.
yeah. So we were playing Tekken, X-Men versus Street Fighter. I'm about to do a new run on Marvel vs. Capcom with Doom, bro, on Twitch very soon, bro.
Hey, yo, when are we playing, bro? I'll
No.
cook you in any fighting
You probably
game.
would. Wait a minute. Hold on. Any fighting. You probably would. In some, I think you would. But I'll tell you this. Here's what I want to do. Another sidebar. I want to play Marvel vs. Capcom with Doom, and I want to do the entire stream dressed like Doom.
Hell yeah.
Someone's gonna steal this idea, and I'm gonna talk like Doom the entire time, bro.
Aw, dude.
You
I
have
totally would
just
steal that.
been defeated by Doom. I know, bro. Nobody. See, I say nobody's done it. I assure you, somebody's done it, or they're gonna do it now that I did it, bro. Okay, so check this out. All right, long story short. So he stayed at my house, right? This went on for a while. We got into a little fight or whatever over something stupid, right? I noticed some days later that my Game Genie is missing. Now, my Game Genie, in case you don't know what that is, a Game Genie is like an old school Game Shark, but for like the Super Nintendo and the Sega. You stick the game on top of it, you put it on your console, you can put cheat codes in. Like, you know, you can do stuff like, you know, unlimited lives. Replay. Exactly like Action Replay. It's like the same thing. Actually, it's like a copy of Action Replay. So it's like the same. So when you play, right, like you could have like unlimited lives, or you could have like you know, Mario can jump like an astronaut. And it's not all just to make the game easier. There were codes to make the games harder too, bro. Like there's a code in that game, dog, where you start Contra with 1 life. You gotta be some kind of a masochist.
A masochist. I was just about to say that.
You gotta be Sado. You know, it's like, let me play Dark Souls. Let me play Dark Souls blindfolded with one arm tied behind my back, bro.
And no air supply.
So check this out. So my Game Genie goes missing. I go to school and I tell my friends, I'm like, dude, somebody stole my Game Genie. Michael goes, oh, I've got a Game Genie. My dad, and I was mad, right? I was very upset. And then after some time, he's like, my dad got me one at a pawn shop. And I was like, they took the code book too. Do you have a code book? He goes, yeah, I have a code book. I was like, oh, okay. He goes, yeah, I'll just, I'll give it to you. You can just have it. if you can just have it if you let me come back to your house again.
Wait, so he basically he stole
Hold on,
from
hold
you
on,
so you get a ticket
hold
back
on,
to your freaking house?
hold on. I haven't got the. No, 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 no. This it's way deeper than that.
Oh my
So I
god.
said, okay, bring it. The next day, he brings it to school.
Okay.
My mother, God rest her soul, she had a habit of putting my name on all my video games. I guess Michael didn't
Oof.
see that.
Oh.
He hands me the game genie. I turn it around and it says Danny and then my last name. I literally look at him and I go, so you didn't steal this from my house. Your dad got it at a pawn shop? Yeah. Then why is my name on it?
Cooked.
Right to his face, bro. And you know how, okay, you know how crazy I get sometimes? Like, imagine me in high school before therapy. I told him, I forgot exactly how I worded it, but I was like, you're lucky I don't knock your teeth out. And I freaking got up and I fucking left. This kid, like 2 weeks later, right before the end of school, he's like, can I start going to your house again over the summer? I told my mom and dad what happened. I told my mom and dad what happened, bro. And my mom and dad, both of them said he's never coming here again. Bro, we've had so many of my friends over at my house. Hispanic ones, black ones, all kinds of different, like, even an Asian friend I used to have. And he's the only one who's ever stolen from me. And he
Can
was so stupid that he tried to give it back to me, not even seeing that my name was on it. I swear, listen, I swear to God this happened in ninth grade.
you know what's funny?
On God.
I feel like the moral of this story is I feel like this
Write
is how
your
you would
names on
end
your
this.
stuff, bro.
No, 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 no. You're gonna end it with be like, and this is why, folks, do not be friends with dub fans. That's what I feel like, I feel like you would end the story like that. That is
Listen,
the true geekdom story.
listen. I love my dub fans very much until you start arguing with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
very.
facts.
It's like, look, I've got friends all across the political spectrum on every sides of the aisle, bro. Everything's cool, bro. But I have some friends that will not talk to each other just because of who they voted for, right? I don't take Dragon Ball that seriously, but just don't start. See this. See, there you go. See, he took from you, bro. He took. Remember, his name was Michael. That kid.
Yeah.
He took from you, bro.
Da-na-na-na-na.
This guy said, can't confirm I'm libertarian. First of all, bro, you don't, that doesn't, because I said I have friends all over the political aisle does not mean that you have to tell everybody what your political leanings are, because we don't want you getting attacked, even though there's nothing wrong with being a libertarian. I think I judge people on who they are as people, bro.
Yeah,
You know
facts.
what I'm
That's
saying?
how it should be.
Because people are way deeper than who they voted for. Some people vote for a person because they saw something on Facebook, or they read something that was wrong, or they didn't do any research, or because their family told them to. Sometimes you
True.
really don't know, bro. Like, you really don't know. Sometimes it's vibes. But this comes from being an adult, bro. This comes from being a grown ass man. Like, if you're no disrespect, but if you're one of these people that grew up on the internet, bro, like, you're not there yet mentally. I'm not saying you're never gonna get there. I'm saying, like, you and I talked about this the other day, bro, about like maturity, about how, like,
Mhm.
when you're immature, you tend to complain about everything, and you just, like, you don't even understand how grateful you should be about the things that you have. As
Yeah.
I get older, I get more grateful. I get more gratitude. Anyways, we got to get back to Dragon Ball. All right, I'm glad. I hope I entertained the people with that high school story, bro.
Yes. I definitely was entertained for sure because you You never miss when it comes to these stories. I'll tell you that much.
Well, bro, I got so many stories in the Discord server. I tell them all the time, but during VCs and shit, bro. But some of them are very disgusting. I can't tell them on the air, bro. Some of them are very controversial. But
This is the Discord I'm gonna be invited to finally, guys. I'm gonna be
yes,
in there. Yes, let's go. Let's
you
go.
will. I'll invite you. I didn't
Let's
think you
get it.
cared. I didn't think you gave a
Nah,
damn.
why not? I didn't think you
Okay.
cared about mine, which I left you alone about that one. But
No, I was in yours. I left a bunch of Discords recently, but I think you have two of them. Don't you have two servers?
I had
You have
well,
one for the
yeah,
podcast and one for you,
yeah. The
right?
podcast, yeah. So the podcast one we never publicized because we wanted to keep it private for the time being, and then and then it just kind of fell off anyway. So it was like no point. But maybe one day we'll open it up to the public.
Or just do what I do and just make it part of the Patreon benefit. Because the reason
Mm.
why I have it part of the Patreon benefit, bro, is because if I had a public Discord, it'd be like 5,000 people and they'd all be fighting each other. Because the thing is, bro, you know how like
Yeah, that makes sense. I
the
understand.
greater Dragon Ball fandom is very toxic. I like my audience, right? And the
Yeah.
good thing about my Discord server is and I shouldn't say this publicly, but this is how generous I am. If you are a member of the Patreon and you join the Discord and you interact with it, you can level up in the server with our bots. Once you get to the top level, you don't even have to stay a Patreon member anymore.
That's dope, actually.
Which means, but you have to contribute to the server, which means that you have to like either, you know, either have conversations or you know what I mean, host some gaming nights or some what do you call those things, bro? Jackbox. If you
Oh, cool.
contribute, yeah, if you just contribute and you level up to Ultra Instinct in the server, you will get
You gotta help me
permanent
set that up.
access. Oh, I had somebody else help me, bro. But I'll put you in
Oh.
touch with them because I bro, come on,
Word.
I'm
Yeah.
old. I was in IT 11, 12 years ago, bro. I don't even know what this is, bro. Oh, he's using a mouse. He's not using his finger. Everybody uses their finger. Remember in Star Trek, bro, when he's like, "Hello, computer," when they go back in time to the 90s? You don't remember
Oh,
that?
I never watched Star Trek.
Oh, you'd like that movie though, because they go back to the 90s,
My
and the guy's
parents
like,
did.
"Oh well, yeah, because we're old and you're young, bro. Even though you're not as young. See, you look young. I had somebody. I'm 42, and I had somebody tell me that I don't look 42. I
Well, you
said, "Well,
don't,
I look
'cause it's true.
52.
No,
I look
shut up.
52.
No, you
I
don't.
feel 52.
New 52 DC. No, but no,
That's
you really
nice.
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
no.
I'm blessed to still have my hair. People keep saying I'm bald, but no, here's my hair. I just cut it short. There's
I
hair.
got. I'm a proud '90s baby. Best era.
Best decade. Best decade. Yep.
100%.
Yep. Without question. Because we had the internet, but it was still like it was internet before social media was like a whole different world, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Dragon Ball, I'm so sorry, y'all. I appreciate your patience. These streams, bro, we just dick around. I look 62. Thank you, bro. I feel 82. All right. No, but what I was trying to say was this. All right. So, once again, the Moro arc is TBA, but I want to let you in on something. People have been asking this question a lot, and I'm going to answer it now. This idea that the Moro arc is going to look like Dragon Ball Super Broly, and look,
Best movie.
Tada, well, animation wise, but yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that what I'm referring to clarify is like visually. Movies always get bigger budgets than shows. That's just how it is. So if they make another Dragon Ball movie in this, and they will someday, I hope it's like Broly. But this idea that every episode is going to look like that, listen carefully. Tadayoshi Yamamuro is still involved in the Moro arc. Yes, Tadayoshi Yamamuro also did the old Dragon Ball Super. Yes, Tadayoshi Yamamuro also did some incredible Dragon Ball Z episodes. I am not one of those YouTubers, and there's plenty of them out there that disrespect Yamamuro. But this idea that Dragon Ball Super Moro is going to be done by Shintani, from what I understand, he's involved. but I don't think he's as involved as everybody thinks he is. I think for the big episodes, Yam is like, I'm sorry, Shintani is gonna, let me start over. For the big episodes, because I have to be careful what I say, because people love to take shit and misinterpret it. For the big, see, this is, there you go. This is what I'm answering. You're not the only one that thought this. Shintani is not the lead of Moro.
I always thought he was
Tadayoshi,
just one of the animators.
right, but a lot of people thought he was the lead because he designed the original
Okay.
the picture, right? He is gonna work on it. Like as far as
Yeah.
I know, he's on it. But Tadayoshi Yamamuro is still the lead character designer from what I understand, and therefore he's still gonna be involved in Moro. It's not going to be like early Super because they've learned their lesson. You don't have to worry. If you're worried, because like Uchi and I talked about this earlier, we talked about how everything's either peak or what was the other word you used? The opposite of peak?
Trash. That's how
Trash.
people perceive things, unfortunately.
Y'all got to stop thinking like this, bro. This is when
Yeah.
you grow up and become a grown ass man, you don't think in black or white mentality. You got to start thinking nuance here.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be trash, but if you're expecting every episode to look like the Broly movie, you're gonna be severely disappointed. You need to understand that the fights and the big moments and the important training sequences, those are probably gonna have some the top dogs on it. But
Yeah.
there are gonna be fights and some of the slower moments that are gonna have the Yamamuro thing. So, and yes, Bindle makes a great point here. Yamamuro was in episode 18 of Daima. He didn't do the best work on it, but he did do work on it. And also, I don't know if you saw this. Do you remember when there was that whole Twitter spat about Yamamuro on episode 18 and how everybody came to his defense? Did you see any of that? I never talked about it on here.
I might have, but I'm not really sure. It's been like a year and a half, so I don't even remember, to be honest.
D, as far as I've heard, that's not the case. Again, I don't have this double sourced. Maybe it's wrong. I'll be the first one to tell you that I hope I'm wrong. Listen to me. I hope I'm wrong. I won't even be mad. No, really. So here's what happened, Ooch. So what happened was on Twitter, a lot of people in our community who honestly I'm ashamed that I was ever friends with, were talking shit about Yamamuro. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you Yamamuro is not who he used to be. This is the man who produced most of Goku versus Majin Vegeta, which everybody loves in the Z. And he also did some of the worst Super episodes, right? But and Heroes. But people came to his defense. Bro, there were animators at Toei who were like, I'm really disgusted to see a lot of people talking poorly about Yamamuro. Like, he is respected in those offices, bro. Whether or not you like him or not, he's respected. And I hate when I see staff members getting respected. Even dub actors, Lord knows, as much as I criticize the dub, I hate when you see, oh, well, Stephanie Nadolny sucks, or, oh, Colleen sucks, she's trash. Like, you can have an opinion, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you don't have a right to have an opinion. But, like, when I see an actor, when I see some asshole, like, replying to Colleen, you're not as good as Stephanie. Like, who wants to see that shit, bro? Like, people need to learn to have a little more respect. Like, I get it. Okay, you're free to like whoever you want. But when you're actively trying to ruin someone else's day, bro, Ooch, I feel like, and this is not just coming from me as a YouTuber, I feel like if you're out there, bro, and you're actively trying to ruin someone else's day, whether it be a YouTuber, a streamer, or anything, I think you're the problem. And I really hope that someday, I hope that someday people learn that you can be critical of somebody without insulting them.
Bro, that's it right there, because I try to emphasize that in my own content and just, streams and all that stuff. Like, I always tell people, like, look, man, we can all disagree and we could still have a conversation about it and be, peaceful with each other at the same time and coexist. Like I hate tribalism in any fandom, and I think one thing that Dragon Ball fans, since obviously we're talking Dragon Ball, I think one thing that Dragon Ball fans should learn, or who they should learn from, is from Godzilla fans. Because Godzilla fans, they love everything Godzilla. And you
X-Men
guys,
fans too. I learned that in the last couple months.
yeah, and you know what? It's crazy because you would think that you guys think we have it bad with all this continuity and people just barking back and forth about, oh, what's canon and what's not canon. Bro, there is, you know how Geekdom says that canon doesn't exist? Guess what? Canon does not exist in Japan, especially with Godzilla, bro. Like, you
Well,
have
what do
all
I
these
know?
different... You have all these timelines in Godzilla. Like, you could go from the 54 movie to this, or you could go from 54 movie to that. And everybody in the fandom is literally just like, dope. You know why? Because they just want to see Godzilla. They don't care how it's delivered. Obviously, like, like they're talking movies and shows and stuff like that. But even like there's something for everybody. So I really feel like we have to get to a point where we really, it's unfortunate I have to say it like this, but it's like we have to teach people how to just be a decent human, which is crazy to say, because it's like I can have my preference.
Because you can say
on,
whatever you want on the internet and not get slapped. That's why.
yeah, like people, like, look, okay, you see this device right here. People feel like they have this protective shield in front of this or in front of a screen. So therefore, by their
They can say
mental
whatever they want.
decisions, they're just scot-free, like, oh, what's gonna happen to me? And that's not necessarily the point, and that's not how people should think. Because if you already think like that, then you're already messing up. Like, you got a long way to go, and it really shouldn't be like that. Like, I get comments on videos that I do where they might not agree with something that I say, but the way they phrase it, the way they word it, and this is rare, it doesn't happen all the time. But I appreciate
Oh yeah?
the folks.
Wait a while. Wait till you get big.
Well, yeah. When I get those types of comments that are very constructive and they're critical, but they're allowing me to engage with them and we go back and forth. It's like I learn something from what they're saying, and then they learn something back in response. Like, I have friends that I do a Power Ranger channel with, and like there's things that we all don't even agree on, but like I love hearing what they have to say because they tell me their reasons behind why. They don't just outwardly, like, blatantly be like, oh, this is trash just because it's trash. Like, no, like they say, like, I wasn't a fan of this because of these reasons, because it didn't make sense with this and that. Like, I feel like Dragon Ball fans need to learn.
Well, people
that,
on the internet.
well, okay, yeah. Ultimately,
Yeah.
it's a lot of people on the internet that they just need to stop this whole trash versus peak mentality, and that like what you like that I don't like is not okay, and you have to just like there's no such thing as perfection. It's just like we got to stop this. Like it's just I don't know. Like, you guys are gonna age faster. Trust me. You're gonna get wrinkles faster. You're gonna have other health issues faster. Trust me. It all encompasses together, bro. I'm gonna stay in my youthfulness as long as I can, because I know how to like stay passionate and enjoy all my stuff without people like messing it up for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Like,
your
get
wife's
outta here.
also into skincare, bro. So you'll be staying in your youthfulness. You'll be staying in your youthfulness forever, bro. So,
She does be taking care of me, though. I will admit, she be putting me onto them Korean Johns.
Yes.
Yeah.
She tried to put me onto one, bro. You sent me that link, and I was
Yeah,
like,
what happened?
because I saw the price tag, bro. Listen, bro, I wouldn't tip a canoe. You know this about me, bro. You know
you would
this,
have hired me a long time ago,
bro.
if that was the case.
Of course I would. My fingers smell like cotton, bro. Or I'm sorry, not cotton. My fingers smell like copper, bro. That's all. Anyways,
Yo, shout out to my boy Chris SN Arena in the chat right now. He said, "Look, Heroes is my canon," and you know what? I have learned through my
that's
own
funny.
friends.
No, I actually don't hate
yeah,
that comment.
That's funny, but guess what? I used to give him a hard time years ago.
Oh, you know
Then-
that you actually know him. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he's like one of my close friends. Like Like I legitimately learned through my own friends that I have to, like, at some point I just have to be like, you know what? I shouldn't care that much, because if you like something, like, and it resonated with you, like, bro, that's fire.
Bro, then
And be,
ask him why he's got a Cody Rhodes profile pic, bro.
stop it.
What?
Because he's got adrenaline in his soul, bro. Leave him
Oh,
alone.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
I
Leave
see.
him alone, bro. But yeah, no,
No, I,
yeah.
I meant to say copper, not cotton, bro. My bad. Anyway, they're clowning me in the chat for that. Yes, yes. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas or whatever his name is, bro.
SN Arena, bro.
That's
I'll
what I
see you on
said.
Tokon soon.
Okay, let's get. I got one more thing to tell you about Dragon Ball Super. But let me get through some of these super chats here. Why should
Yeah.
I 9876? Forgive me if this has been brought up many times before, but why wouldn't they at least include a mention of SS4 Goku and Ultra Vegeta 1 since they are remaking Super anyways? Well, I don't know if they're going to mention it. I don't know if they aren't, but I'm pretty sure they're not. In the sense of, I would not be expecting that. I think what he's talking about. Let me actually lower this there. I'll put the chat back up in a minute.
I'm
He's
just trying to
talking
understand
about.
the question.
Okay, I know what he's talking about. He's saying if they're going to be redoing this, if they're going to be redoing Dragon Ball Super now with a Beerus arc, why don't they either show or bring up Super Saiyan 4 from Daima and go Vegeta doing Super Saiyan 3, aka Ultra Vegeta 1? That's what he's saying.
Oh.
I
Oh.
do not think you're going to see Super Saiyan 4 in Battle of Gods. I don't know that. I'm telling you right now, I do not know if you're going to see it. I'm not going to bullshit you about this. I don't know. But I don't think so. Based on what I've heard about this Dragon Ball Super Enhanced Edition, and this was kind of the last big point I wanted to make here. I think I was already not that excited for it. I'm still going to cover it because it's my job. I think it's really going to be just visual enhancements to some things and some cutting of stuff. I don't believe they're going to do any crazy things like Super Saiyan God versus Golden Frieza. Like, I think a lot of us let our imaginations run wild earlier this year, and I was told it was going to be changed. I'm not the only one. Venixis, Chronicles, all the inside guys, we were all told the same thing. They're going to do it to where it's closer to Toriyama's vision, but I'm not sure if that's one of the things they're going to change. There's going to be some changes. What I'm trying to tell everybody now is to temper your expectations. If they mention Super Saiyan 4, then that's great. They may not show it though. I have not seen any Super Saiyan 4 production materials for Super. Now, does that mean that they're not going to mention it? No, because voice recording is a separate department. Aoni Productions takes over that one. So, what I'm trying to tell you is if you're expecting some crazy shit like Super Saiyan 4 versus Beerus and then Beerus smacks him around, I would not expect it. It may happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm saying, and I know you made a whole video about this, bro. I remember
Thanks.
months ago you made that video.
I did.
And so and I actually hope that we do see it. I hope that at the very least, bro, when Goku's fighting, if they do Goku versus Beerus Super Saiyan 4, that Goku and Super Saiyan 4 at least lands a punch on Beerus. It'd be awesome if they're going at it, right? And Goku hits him and Beerus is like, whoa, that hurt, and then smacks him down, because then at least just that, think about it. We all know that God forms are stronger than SS4.
It should be.
But just that would elevate Super Saiyan 4 to be like, oh shit, he got a hit in on Beerus.
Whoa.
That's a big deal though, right? Like that's,
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
if you want to comparatively speak on it in that way, like, yeah, sure, like, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 was able to land a punch.
It's going to be, but I will tell you this. It's going to be difficult. And they know this. Listen very carefully, because I hate when people, because I know people geek them confirmed there's no Super Saiyan 4 when that is not what I said.
Screen rant.
I said I have not seen any production material. Do they exist? Maybe. I haven't seen it, because guess what? I don't work there. All right. You hear things, you see things, but I'm not there 24 hours a day. You know? Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I. So
As
yeah,
far as I know, a lot of it's going to be cuts and visual enhancements.
if people really want this super remake to basically include like overwrites to just, I guess,
Not anything of the
insert.
major stuff,
Well,
right?
what I'm trying to say is that like I am past the point where should they choose to go the route of including Daima elements into super events that already took place but are now, like that's what's going forward, fine. I don't really care because I know if it doesn't happen, people are going to be upset. But if it does
I
happen,
know. I'll be
people are
upset.
going to be upset.
You
So,
know what? You know why I'm going to be upset, bro?
about
Because
what?
if they don't have Super Saiyan 4, but it's not even mentioned, because of that lovely word that everybody loves except me, the C word. And no, it's not CUNT. I'm gonna hear for the rest of my life. Oh well, Daima's not canon to Super. Yeah, but Akira Toriyama. No, Daima's not canon to Super. Yeah, but Toriyama was. No, it's not, because we didn't see Super Saiyan 4. I'm telling you, bro. And I already know. Like, it's like, you know how like Bardock can see the future and he's scared of it, bro? That's me right now, bro. I'm having visions of comments. Oh, well, Daima and Super clearly aren't in the same continuity, geekdom, because we didn't see Super Saiyan 4. I'm seeing it, bro. I'm like Bardock right now, bro. I'm like Bardock
Yeah.
right now, bro. I'm about to go into the bar and tell everybody, hey, guys, Super Saiyan 4 is not going to be in Super, and they're all going to laugh at me. Like what happened to Bardock. I'm about to blow up with the planet, bro.
I I
So I
I
hope it is in there.
I just think that like if they truly do it, then the way I'm gonna explain it to people is just gonna be like, okay, well then this is just the new definitive order of the story, because like they're just
It's always been that,
retroactively,
though.
yeah, like they're retroactively just like though you've put it in another way before that actually I liked how you worded it, where it's like they kind of just make things up as they go or something. Like
They
I don't know.
do.
Yeah, and
That when they came up with Daima, right? They couldn't have it take place later in the future because that would be super, right? So they had to
sure.
go back into like still in that 10-year time skip, but they had to go back to where, okay, how can we make Super Saiyan 4 make sense? Because remember what I said multiple times. Daima exists to bring back Super Saiyan 4 by the hand of Toriyama. Just like Broly, just like all the other shit that they brought back that was not canon, as they say, not canon, because they want Toriyama's. That's why. That's why. Because they were dumping the GT and Heroes Demon Realm. We know that's not even arguable now. I told you this years ago, and now look, once again, the Oracle is right. The Oracle is right again. So what I'm trying to say is Super Saiyan 4, they had to say, okay, well, how can we make this make sense? We're going to have to tell some kind of story before Beerus shows up where he gets this form. My problem is they haven't told us the story about why that form didn't get carried over. It would have been different if in the last episode they would have said some shit like, oh, I can't use magic power anymore, so it's gone. One line. That's it. Fine. It's a Daima exclusive.
Yeah.
We didn't even get that. And also, is it just me, Ooch? And we found out about this from the director, Aya Komaki of fucking Daima. Toriyama was writing the second half of Daima when they were already producing the first half, which means, for all we know, bro, the script for episode 20, there may have been more. In other words, Toriyama may have had in his head another season of Daima or another story that would have explained what happened to Super Saiyan 4 or something. And because he passed away, we might never get that. Ultimately, that's what I think happened.
Yeah, in the last episode of of what we recorded for the Full Power podcast, like I basically at the time a year and a half ago, I put out me and my brother put out like how like upset and frustrated we felt at the ending of Daima because of all of the loose ends, and like they just left us with more questions, and like of course thinking like I guess like
Yes, they
futuristically.
did. They're still in the demon realm
Yeah,
at the
like
little eyeball store.
yeah, like they yeah,
Uh,
like thinking ahead like of, oh, like how is this gonna translate to the fans? Like, and it's just gonna cause more discourse, and that's what I wasn't looking forward to more so than anything. Cause it's like it's one thing at the time I wasn't like how I am now. How I am now is just like, okay, I don't care. Like at this point, it's just like it's like I'm doing everyone should practice this to just not don't let
don't
a show
overthink
stress you
it.
out.
Yeah, I
Don't
agree.
no Yeah, like don't let a show stress you out because it's
I
just
agree
like
with that.
when you see how they work, like their workflow has been very like apparent. They do things in a very particular old school way. And by I mean old school, I mean the old head Japanese folks that are still in their power positions just deciding or not deciding to do certain things for Dragon Ball. They're constantly just literally going to do whatever they want. And they felt like just okay, we're and oh, let me remind you guys, all of what's been happening is still within Dragon Ball Z. Let's not forget that. Okay,
Yeah,
like
the 10 year, yeah, the break.
Daima, Super, Broly, Superhero, all of that is still within the Dragon Ball Z armpit. And like
Armpit. That's a hell of a way to.
yeah,
Yeah.
like or pocket, whatever you want. Like
No, I like armpit better
they
because the smell matches up. At least you didn't say
oh,
ass
there you go.
crack. At least you didn't say ass crack.
Yeah, yeah, because like, you know, because like I have found enjoyment in basically all of it. Like even though there's certain parts of it that was not as good as like you know a lot of parts in the entirety of what we've been getting over the last 11 years, or yeah, like yeah, give or take. But like I don't know. Like it, like I said before, if they end up actually retroactively inserting the Daima Super Saiyan 4 and Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 in the Beerus fight, I like sure. And then that's just gonna be the new definitive way when people have their canon timelines, their continuity. They'll be like, okay, it starts with Dragon Ball, and then it goes to Dragon Ball Z. But wait, before you have the 10-year skip, you gotta watch Daima, and then you gotta watch the enhanced Super. Don't watch the original Super. Watch enhanced Super, and then and whatever. And
It's
like and
very confusing, and it's not even the entirety of Super.
yeah, it's not. Oh yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about
I actually hope that they do go back and do the rest of it. Like I really do.
They don't even
Like
need to, but like I
no, they
totally
don't need to do
yeah.
any of this.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Honestly, they don't need to do any of this.
My brother's
All right,
pissed still about it, but yeah, go
we
ahead.
we me too. We went over this. Angelo DeLulo, why is Dragon Ball Horror promoted? I mean, why I can't answer you, but we did go over it. Uchi has his theory, so
They've afforded themselves that. That's
AKA, they
why.
don't think they need to promote it, which is wrong. JD says Dragon Ball Sedai Japanese for generations. This is from this is his name for like what would happen after Z.
Okay.
I've
Dragon
heard a
Ball
lot of names like that.
Generations.
I've heard isn't Naruto? Isn't that what like Boruto's called? Next Generation.
Oh, the full name of the Boruto anime is Boruto Naruto Next Generations. If they
Yeah.
did Dragon Ball Generations, that would kind of imply that it's well, I actually it might work now that I think about it again, because that would give an implication that they might be going to the next generation of protagonists possibly, but that's another whole bag of worms. Are they ever going to allow Goku to not be the main character anymore? Who knows?
All right.
Who friggin'
Yeah,
knows?
I've talked about that too, and yeah, who knows? Oh, Nozawa's over 90 now. It's like it's getting scarier. Dustin
Oh
says
my
they're
god.
definitely doing Gotenks versus Ginyu with 7Fs. I don't know if you're trying to rage bait me. You're usually not. But you know how much I hated Dragon Ball Super Episode 22. I even remember the episode number because of how much I hated that. I hated it, bro. Hated it.
I don't even. Honestly don't even remember that. To be honest,
You don't
it's been
remember Gotenks versus Ginyu with Tagoma? How Tagoma whooped Gotenks' ass? You don't remember that
I
in the
have
Super?
no. It's been
Good,
how many
good.
years?
I
I
wish I could.
haven't.
I wish I could wipe my mind of that, bro.
It's out of
Bro,
my capacity or storage capacity.
the worst. This is how you know that the American Dragon Ball fans, the vast majority of them, don't fucking know shit. I saw. No, it'll make sense to you in a minute. I saw that on IMDb, the lowest rated episode of Dragon Ball Super was the one with Arale. Which, if you know Arale and Dr. Slump, then you know what's going on. And if you do a little bit of research, even if you don't know, you can find out. And it's the lowest rated episode. So what you're telling me, people who go on IMDb, is that the Arale episode, because your fucking yuck American ass couldn't
Like
do
this?
yeah, 2 seconds of research, that you think that slump episode is worse than episode 22 of Super, which has Tagoma defeating Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and that it's worse than episode 30, which is a clip show that recapped 2 episodes that just got done airing the week before. You're saying the Arale episode is worse than a clip show? Yeah, I know. These are the same people that say that the dub improved the series and that Bruce Faulconer made DBZ. No, my favorite one, which is really offensive, is that if DBZ didn't get this one's actually offensive. If DBZ didn't get popular in America because of the dub, it wouldn't have survived. Even though it survived in every other country that doesn't have the dub, and in Japan for fucking years before the dub aired. But
Well, that's just a testament to how close-minded most Americans just are.
well, not most, but these in particular. Well, maybe most. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy.
It's just like when I see that, I'm like, bro, like, not only are you stupid, but you're and ignorant. You're like a level below ignorant.
Yeah.
Like this. Hold on. Havoc says Tagoma didn't beat Gotenks. Gotenks defused. Remember, Copy Vegeta beat SS3 Gotenks. No, I don't remember. And thanks for putting that in my mind again, because I just said I don't want to remember, and I was envious of Uchi remembering or not remembering, and now I remember. And yeah, it was pretty bad, because if you remember, because I do remember this, they defused in like 2 minutes. They just defused.
A part of me like wants to go rewatch this so I can remember it again, because I literally don't remember at all that part of Super. It's been so long.
Yeah, don't watch it again. Don't. It's bad.
It's mad funny.
All right. Sleep says, I'm not worried about it because I don't see this as a remake, but I see it as a reboot. Like One Piece remake isn't a remake, it's a reboot. But by the way, this is N logged onto my alt. I switch sometimes. It's not a reboot though. That's not what a reboot is.
Yeah, they're two different people. Yeah, people tend to.
Can you explain to him what a reboot is?
Yeah, so like the easiest way I can explain reboot versus remake is a reboot is you're basically just doing what already happened over again. A remake is they're literally remaking it. And it's
if anything, Super's a recut. This enhanced edition, it's a recut. It's Kai. Basically.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. It's not a reboot though. A reboot is like a reboot is when they go back and remake Dragon Ball and Z from scratch. That's a reboot. That's like, okay, we're starting, and even that's more of a remake too, to be honest.
And you know what?
I can see why you got confused.
Speaking of reboots and remakes, dude, let me tell you something. I'm still mad that at the Genki Daimatsuri event, when they showed us that 40th anniversary trailer of like the manga animation, I thought that's what we were getting. And I was so ready for that.
It was beautiful.
And
it was beautiful.
They should honestly, I would love, if they did a reboot of Dragon Ball in that style, that'd be fire. Oh my God. I'd eat that
Brother, up. Okay. One warning. Somebody in the chat, Jay, you're putting up legitimate fucking leaks for Doomsday. I've timed you out for 10 minutes, bro. It's not cool to go in people's live chats, bro, and start spoiling movies that people are actually hyped up for. You do it again, you're banned. I like you, I have no problem with you, bro, but you're going into my chat and you're spoiling actual leaks from Doomsday, bro. Like, we're not having that, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Every time I spoil something, I always give a warning ahead of time. I never fucking just do it out of the blue like that. Like, come on. All right, Big Jim says, this is not the Big Jim from WWE Raw, bro. He says, sup, Big D. My sister Jenna Tolles wanted me to ask when we're getting the Black Frieza arc. The
Good
day
question.
after never. The day after never at this rate, bro. Great question. I don't know. I don't know. Tell Jenna I said I'm sorry. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with the manga. None. And I'm not going to pretend to.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on with the manga. There's a rumor that I addressed on the Patreon that I'm not going to address here because I don't fully believe it.
Yeah.
I did talk about it on the Patreon. I'm not going to address it here, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Ombre Jeremiah. My nephew asked me if Supersonic was a reference to Super Saiyan. I said yes, and he was happy. Good, bro. You know what would make me happy, though? If you send your nephew the video I did about how Dragon Ball inspired Sonic, because that's not the only reference. There's a lot of them.
Yo, I remember watching one of those fan-made animations years ago of like, it was like some Sonic fan animation, and like I already knew about Supersonic. I never knew Super Shadow was a thing at the time.
Yeah.
And so I saw that happen.
Hyper Knuckles and all. Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, and I'll tell you this right now. So I have two other brothers, Brother Ooch and Little Ooch. You guys might know him as, but now he's not little no more because he's in college and everything. And so he is the big Sonic fan. So he was watching this, and we were all like around him, like watching it. And then the second Shadow went Super Saiyan, I was like, okay. Then they fused, and I swear, yo, me, my brother, and my dad, we're all like, wait a second, they're ripping off Dragon Ball. And we were all like hounding on this kid. And he was like, it's not my fault. I'm like, yeah, it's your fault. Your generation is stealing. But yeah, it was funny. Anyways,
yeah, but Sonic did steal from or borrow from Dragon Ball more than just the super form. Yeah. I did a whole video going into like Dr. Robotnik's chair being like Frieza's thing. The 7 Dragon Balls and the 7 Chaos Emeralds. The villain in Sonic Adventures named Perfect Chaos? Perfect
I don't remember.
or something like that. Perfect, bro. Yeah. I'm sure they came up with that all on their own, right? And then you have Silver from the future. Okay. It's just it's so obvious, bro. All right, Cody Wood, Doom catching Stormbreaker was a DBZ reference. You think? No. No, seriously, yes. Everybody picked up on that.
Yo, okay, so on that though, I will say this.
It was still awesome.
My brother, I always use my brother because he's like the perfect blend between like someone who's like in the know, knowledge-wise when it comes to like Dragon Ball stuff and like other anime, but then also is a casual at the same time. Like he's like on that fence, right?
Yeah.
And so like he doesn't know anything about like Marvel comics. Like I know more. I'm not gonna say I know a lot. I just know more than what he would know. And when I told him about the trailer, I was like, Brandon, I already know that Doctor Doom is a character for you because he likes broken characters.
You mean like emotionally broken?
Yeah, well, broken as in like really strong.
Oh,
like,
I see.
Like
well,
overpowered.
he's both.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So like I'm like they made this character for people like you, and he's like okay, and he's listening, and I'm like so you remember Thor and you remember all the Avengers and all that stuff. It's like okay, well it's basically them versus one. And you have a god who fully charged Mjolnir, and he says this whole thing like, "By the power of the hell fears me," and then Doom blocked it with his finger, and he goes. As soon as his like inner ape just was like as soon as he heard that Doom blocked Mjolnir with two fingers, bro, he was like, "Okay, I'm in." Like That's all he needed to know. He's like, yeah, I'm
He
in.
has no idea how bad it's gonna be for the Avengers in that movie, bro.
I can't wait. Oh,
He
I can't
has
wait.
no idea how bad it's gonna be for them, bro.
I did a
That's
video with my wife to be, and it's actually doing really well. It's like past like 20K views just
it's a good
talking about it.
video, bro.
Yeah,
Everyone,
thank you.
I watched like 70 reactions to that trailer
Damn.
because I was obsessing over it the last 2 nights. And
Yeah.
yours came up, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." Because like you hit the refresh button on the homepage, you never know who might come up, and then yours came up because you didn't do it that night. Yours was like the next
No.
day.
Yeah, yeah, because we were busy just doing other
You were
things.
busy at night. I understand it, bro. You're an adult. But but no. No, all joking aside, they dropped it at like 2:20 in the like 12:20 in the morning, bro. It was late. Cuz
Oh.
it was at Disney 23 in
Oh yeah,
California.
D23. Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
for them it's like 9, but for us it was like 12:30 at night they dropped it. And
Yeah,
I started streaming at like 2, bro. I did a stream that night.
yeah,
I
we
debuted my
react
new show.
we reacted the next day on Saturday, and then I didn't get around to uploading it until Sunday. And to my surprise, I'm like, whoa. Like I haven't gotten views like that since the super reaction days. So it was pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. So
Did
hopefully it keeps up.
Did you tell your brother about Hell Answers to Me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I told him that part too.
Nah, see, you should have told him, let's watch this shit right now and shown it to him.
You're right. I fucked
Because
up. Damn.
that would have been a
Damn.
great thing to see his face, bro.
Yeah, he definitely. If anything, he probably he would have smiled and laughed, and he would have been like, and he would have nodded. He'd have been like, okay.
No, bro, I swear you'll beg for hell before I grant it to you. Hell answers to me, for I am Doom. And you have to understand, as a comic book, if you're a comic book nerd, bro, and you fucking hear that line, that's the most Doctor Doom fucking line, bro. Like Doctor Doom is such a narcissist, and that's why he's amazing.
Yeah.
Right, but he's also a damaged character. Like a
Yeah.
broken. When you said broken, like I was talking about, like emotionally broken.
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
it-
yeah, yeah.
You see it in the trailer, bro. You and your wife picked up on it. Like you know the part where he's looking up at his family.
Yep.
You know,
I mistook
and-
for his mom, but when I watched it back again, I didn't because like I
it
didn't
could
under-
be though. It could be. It's,
That's what I thought, because like
Yeah.
I thought that
The
could have just been
comics.
his mom and him,
Right.
Because I'm like, from my understanding, the only time he ever had a wife and kid was when he wrote it in his reality that Sue was his wife.
they might
and-
still do that, bro, in the next movie.
right. So yeah.
Or maybe he goes to another universe and grabs another Sue, bro. Maybe he gets the Jessica Alba Sue. I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
Okay.
Especially Jessica Alba from 2005 when that movie came out. Yeah. It's clobbering time.
Oh my god.
I did
What's he
not
gonna say
just
next, guys?
I did not just do that. I did
Yeah,
not
he
just
did.
do that
Oh,
shit,
he
bro.
definitely did.
I did not
definitely
just
did.
do that shit, bro.
It's your channel. It's your channel.
I know.
Whatever.
I know. I'm here to entertain. All right. This guy, I thought he was rage baiting. I think he is. No, I think he's rage baiting.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to answer the question because somebody else answered it in the chat. And then he started asking more questions. So here's Jay, who I had timed out for a minute. Will you make a video on Doomsday spoilers? I want a lot of women like you. Okay, first of all, listen. You asked that question, and then after you ask this, you start asking me about legitimate spoilers. And that's a problem. And
That
that's
is a
why I
problem.
timed you out. Yeah, because he's like, especially talk about the scene where, and it's like, I'm not gonna.
People
say
gotta
what,
get a clue, bro. They gotta get a clue.
I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking because it's gonna be very offensive. Just
I'm
read
sure.
read my mind about what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna say it because it's very offensive. I have talked about some of the leaks supposedly on World of Geekdom.
Yep.
Most of my Doctor Doom, not most, pretty much all of my Doctor Doom conversations are going to be on that channel,
Yeah.
right? However, I've also said that those leaks are incomplete. You can
Yes, you
tell.
have. Yeah.
You can tell, bro. You can tell because they go really specifically into things from the trailers and then they like trail off and like either add their own thing. Like, a lot of these leaks, what they do is they take stuff that they heard and put it all together. I do think when you read the outline for the movie that some of that stuff is real because the trailers confirmed it. Yeah, some of that stuff is real, but not. But I don't know if all of it is, and I think there's more to it than that. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like they'll say so and so fight so and so, but they're not really explaining how they fight.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of people just being over obsessed with trying to like find every minute little detail about something that a lot of people are really looking forward to
I'm okay
experiencing
with
in a
doing it as
theater.
long as you don't ruin it for other people on purpose. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like if that's your thing, there's always gonna be a space for it. Like I even have a spoilers channel for people to just talk amongst themselves if they want to in my
You're,
Discord.
bro,
But
are
I'm
you
just
are
like
you are you asking to get timed out, bro?
they no, they're trolling you, bro. That's they,
Guys,
they're
okay,
trying to bait you.
let me let the chat know something. Instead of answer, and then this guy answers with the wrong answer. He gives him the wrong date, bro.
You gotta love it. Hey, you gotta love
Ricans,
it.
bro. It's called autism. Autism.
That's fucked.
Look, oh, I really did know, bro. I just looked it up. Trenton,
Google's a wonderful thing.
come close, bro. You think that maybe instead of asking the chat in the middle of me and Ooch talking, it would have been wise to just grab this right here and just typed in Doomsday release date? My favorite one, Ooch, bro, my favorite one ever, bro, is when the WWE pay-per-views would be on and somebody would send me a text say, who won? Let me waste my time going over all the results instead of you typing in SummerSlam 2024 results. Like bro, I don't say this on the air, and I may have talked to you about this, but I say me and my IRL friends talk about this, bro, and my other content creator friends. It's really annoying, bro, when somebody asks you a question that they can just Google themselves. If it's a question about like Dragon Ball stuff or like something that's not easily accessible, okay. But if you're on social media and you tweet who won between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Milwaukee Bucks when you can just go to NBA.com and find it yourself, are you a helpless person? Do you need me to walk you to your car? Do you want me to cut your steak for you too, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know, I get it. Yeah. It's like when someone asks you like, "Hey, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow?"
Well, I mean, that's different because even the weather people get it wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even then like the concept is the same. Like we all have a weather app on our phones. Just check, you know?
Yeah,
Simple.
I see see these like how do I open Google exactly, bro?
Yeah, no, that I see. I'm not gonna lie. There's certain comments that are
I can
funny.
tell. I can tell
Yeah.
when they're well, okay. Sometimes I can tell when they're fucking around. Listen, I have autism too, bro. So that's why I don't. That's why. No, I do. Like I will bust your balls, but it's never personal. Like I'll never like if, for example, like I'll give you an example. If I roast somebody in the chat, like I'll never like go so far as to say like I wish you were dead
That's crazy.
or no, I've seen streamers do it or like fuck your mom. Like I've
Oof.
never done that before. I've never gone
Yeah.
personal like that because that's personal. Calling
Yeah.
somebody like a bonehead or doing the button thing that you do, that's
Oh.
different.
Yeah.
Like you know, like if you're a bonehead, if you're you idiot, that's not really a big deal, you know. I try not to use the R word on YouTube that much or Twitch because it is frowned upon, and I
Yeah.
have autism as well. Hold on, Brian Ree. Well, the Ree part scares me. He says sometimes. He says, sometimes I ask stupid questions to start a conversation and see how people are doing. How about this, brother? How about you learn to start a conversation without asking a stupid question? You know, there's ways to do that, right?
Yeah.
I'd hate to see this guy out in the clubs talking to girls, bro.
Havoc, it is. It is the one and only Dash. Yeah, I watched that video once back in the day, and I've
I
used
don't
that
even know what
Barney
he's
sound
talking
effect for
about.
everything.
Oh,
This sound effect, yeah.
oh,
Yeah, that's a Barney sound effect that
oh
was from
shit.
his old skits. He's like, "Make me a sandwich." Oh, yike. It's so funny. I love it.
It's great. I have
Yeah.
autism too. Well, here's the thing. Most of us have autism or a form of it because it's different. You know, bro, it's different with everybody. My autism sometimes is, you know, it gets very like granular about shit. Like I'm the kind of guy where if you ask me what time it is, I'll tell you how to make a watch. Like, that's me, bro. Like
Yes. Yes.
even Sean Schemmel, who also has a form of autism, even he has like criticized me for that. He used to call me on the phone and be like, Geekdom, tell me about Jiren. And then I'll go into Jiren's entire fucking life story. Like, oh, well, Jiren was born in age 7. No, I don't care about that. Like, I remember one time he called me and he's like, you know, in the Japanese, it sounds like when they say Ultra Instinct, they're saying Goku. And I told him, I go, no, that's Migate no Gokui. Mastery of self-movement, which he, by the way, he added the line mastery of self-movement into the super dub. Thank you, you're welcome, by the way. But what I did not tell them to add was, I don't like dragons. That was not me. If they had called me for that, you know what I'm talking about, the Jiren line? I'm not a fan of dragons.
I don't remember that. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've
he's
seen much of it in English, actually.
That's what happens when you watch things in Japanese first. There's no reason to, unless for research purposes and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Other than that,
I just never
like,
went around to it.
no, I'm like you. I missed a bunch of episodes too, but it went viral how they were like Jiren said some shit like I don't like dragons. It was just a weird line that was I don't know where they got it from, bro. It was weird. He said it. I don't even remember. It was so long ago. So
Yeah.
Nerddom is probably Jay on an alt, and he always sends troll questions like this. Teach me game, Danny. Unfortunately, bro, you're hopeless. Here's your game, bro. Make a lot of money and then call yourself an escort, because that's the only way. That's the only. That's Jay and an alt. It has to be, bro. It has to be. He's back
God.
though. He says, only you can offend me. Can I come out of timeout? You're already out of timeout. If you weren't out of timeout, I wouldn't have got this. Yes, you're out of timeout. Just please do not spoil Doomsday in anyone's chat room, not just mine.
Hey,
Do
$10 for that. That's crazy.
No, and I appreciate that. It's not like I don't appreciate the guy. I'm just saying. And then he says, will you go out with my mom? See, it's the same guy, bro. Nerddom and him are the same guy.
Damn, that's wow.
Well, I already went out with his mom, bro. That's what he doesn't know.
Damn.
I'm still fucking washing my eyes out with bleach, bro. So you're welcome, bro.
Okay.
No, see that's me fucking around. I obviously didn't. I hate to break kayfabe, guys, but I actually didn't sleep with his mother. I did not. I didn't initiate. I didn't initiate coitus. I didn't initiate sexual intercourse with Jay's mother, bro. That didn't happen. All right, it's a work. It's like when Vince McMahon's yelling at Ultimate Warrior, when Warrior's like freaking out over doing that charity thing, and you hear Vince in the background, Jim, it's a work. Calm down, we're working. By the way, hearing Vince say that fucked with me for years. I never heard him use insider terms.
Right.
You know he never does that, right?
I'm sure that'll mess with anybody if they heard that.
Jim, it's a work. And it's like young Vince. Because, bro, Vince, like, okay, so you know how, like, okay. So do you remember, like, the era of, like, podcasting pre-YouTube when everybody was on Podcast One, like Jericho and Stone Cold? Remember how they had all these podcasts? These wrestlers started doing podcasts?
I remember Jericho came out with Talk is Jericho, but
Right,
I never
right.
I might have listened to like one episode back then, but that was it.
No, and that's fine. I'm just saying, do you remember that era, like when they were all
Yeah.
coming out with
It's
podcasts? Well,
very
Jim,
very early, yeah.
early 2000s,
Yeah, yeah.
early 2010s, early 2010s. So
Mhm.
JR had a podcast, and he would go, I think that so and so is a great antagonist, and he plays a good antagonist, right? And he would say like, well,
He didn't
John
want to say
Cena
heel.
is the protagonist, and I would be like, bro, you can say heel and face, it's okay. But these guys are so like, you know, these guys in wrestling who have been doing it their whole lives. They're like programmed to never use those terms outside the locker
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
hard, you know what I mean? Like, well, I'm not
Yeah.
used to saying that. Yeah, so
Son of a bitch. Good old JR.
this guy says, "Do you know anything about what's going to happen in the next chapters of the Dragon Ball Legend story mode?" You know what? You know what, bro?
Just move on. Just move on. Just don't do it.
No, no,
Don't
no,
do
no,
it.
no, no, no.
Don't
I'm
feed
not. I'm
into
gonna do
it.
no, no.
Don't do it. For your own sake, for your own health. I beg you, don't do it.
Bro, if you were a woman, I'd drop on one knee right now for you, bro. Because that's what I need in my life. I'd drop on one knee right now for you, bro. Like you
Don't
did.
do it.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Listen. No, here's another one, bro. He's that's another.
Yeah, I love that comment right there. I heard
No,
that was
but the thing that makes me laugh about this one is the fact that I don't think I have a single video on my channel except for one about Dragon Ball Legends from like 10 years ago.
You know,
You know what I
I'm not
mean?
gonna lie. I'm pretty sure, and I've been on here a couple of times, and I watched a bunch of your stuff at this point, so I feel confident in saying that at this point, especially,
No, it's
I'm
okay, bro. You're
pretty
fine.
I'm pretty sure you got people that just know what type of questions to ask you so that they can get their entertainment's worth out of you, bro.
Right. And
I'm telling you.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing that's funny about that is sometimes I give them what they want and I know that I do it. The thing about me is that people really should understand about me is that when I fucking rant and rave and shit, I just do it for entertainment. I like Jim Cornette like a lot. That's not how I am in the real world. The only time that I ever become like that is if something really bothers me.
Okay, yeah.
Like for example, I'll give you a straight up example. And I did this is on my channel. When that website years ago did a video about criticizing the 20 things that were bad about Dragon Ball Super. And two of the things on that list was Chris Ayres getting fucking lung cancer and Hiromi Sudu dying. I cut a promo. The video's on this channel, bro. It's called the worst Dragon Ball article in history. That was back when it was peak geekdom. That video did like 400,000 views. That fucking website got so many emails, and they took the article down. They took it down, bro. They were getting. I do not listen. I never weaponize my audience, bro. You'll never see me tell my audience attack this guy, attack that guy. That's just not how I work. Other people and people have told me, you really should weaponize your audience. I don't. But that was fucked up. But that was fucked up because Hiromi Sudu had just died like a few months earlier, the voice of Bulma, and Chris Ayres, who was an actual real life close friend of mine.
Yeah, I remember.
In fact, I remember on your channel, I remember I did go into anger mode once when somebody brought up Kanzenchu, and I cut a promo. I was on your show. I cut a promo and I said, yeah, they'll make a tribute post for anybody who dies in Japan, but not Chris Ayres. And my whole thing was, I know you hate the dub, but guess what? So do I. But I still acknowledge when a person freaking dies, because that's kind of a big deal on a Dragon Ball news site. And I cut a fucking rant on them, bro. And by the way, I never forgot that. I never forgot that, bro.
I forgot until now. I
but
remember
you remember now, right? Like how he died and they didn't say a word about it. And it's like, bro, like.
Yeah, and you went off. Like, and it's warranted. Because
No,
it's just like that's
that's what I'm
crazy.
saying. When you're talking about like real life shit like that, I do go
Yeah.
off. But on Dragon Ball shit, I don't fucking care. Don't compare me to Jay. I would never set you up with my mom, only my aunt. Also, I want to start my own YouTube channel on this account. Any advice? Yeah, you change your name, bro. That nerddom shit.
No, wait.
change,
Okay, wait. To answer this question
change
though,
your name to Bad Life Jay. Go ahead.
if you kept Nerddom 101 and you had the same profile picture and everything, my impression, just as a content creator to another one, right? My impression of this would be, oh, this is a parody account of geekdom. So that would mean that I would expect content of you basically parodying this man. So like, yeah, I would probably change. I would do what he said. Change it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell if he's being serious or not. It's
I'm
just,
assuming they're trolling. I'm assuming at this point, but you
yeah,
never know.
yeah.
Oh, Crystal wanted me to tell you. She texted me on the side here to tell you that that she says hi. I think her stream is delayed. But because you gotta hit the live button, babe, and then you'll get caught up to where.
How dare you mansplain to your wife on the air, bro? You're gonna
No,
get
that's
canceled for that one.
oh shut up.
You're gonna get canceled for that one. You heard him. He mansplained. No, but tell her I said. I don't have to tell her I said hi. Well, she might be behind.
Yeah.
Tell her later I said hi, anyways.
Well, she'll hear it eventually.
Yeah, tell
Oh
her I
wait.
said hi at 2 minutes, 2 hours, 20 minutes and 13 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever.
I got you.
He said I'm trolling. I know you are, brother.
I
picked up
figured,
on
yeah.
that. Of course, we picked up on that one, yeah. So, no, but seriously, like if you're gonna make content, that's good. You know, if you are gonna make content, you said you're trolling, so no. But if you are, just it's hard, but get out. And it's getting harder. YouTube is changing the rules now. Like it's getting harder, bro. Like it's gonna be harder for new people to come up now. It really is.
Oh, you know what? Okay, now that we're kind of on this topic, I guess I'll ask you while we're here. So, as I reported at the beginning of this episode, that the Full Power Podcast is coming back now. During this this new age Dragon Ball drought period that we're gonna be in for just a little bit longer, what would you say to someone that has a Dragon Ball podcast, or at least it's focused towards it? What would you have them do or talk about for the next however many months until we get A, more chapters, and B, the new freaking anime episodes for October to February?
I mean, I can't okay, it depends because like it depends on what kind of what kind of shit that like what kind of Dragon Ball fan are they? Because if they're like a gamer fan, there's a lot to talk about there. If they're just like so that's a difficult question to answer. Look, I'll tell you what I did when the Dragon Ball drought was coming, and I knew it was coming. Like prior to Daima and after Daima, I started the Mongolorian, and I went to Jordan. And I said, all right, we're gonna read all 42 volumes. It'll be 42 streams. We're gonna read all 42 of them on the air, and here's the other thing too. YouTube is pushing shorts and streams more than VODs now, even though they're going back to pushing VODs on the 24th, which is a whole other. That's another can of worms. Yeah, but it's not what you think. It's not. They're doing it now, bro, to where if somebody, so the way it used to work, the way it works right now, is if somebody clicks into your video and then clicks right out of it, like if they click into your video and they click right out of it, it doesn't count as a view. Because what happens is people will put the autoplay thing on and it'll go to a video they don't want, then they'll quickly like swipe down or swipe up, you know what I'm saying? And also a lot of people don't like AI videos. And there's a, in case you didn't know, and I'm sure you know, but I don't know about the guys in the crowd, AI is consuming this platform, right? AI voice video, especially with shorts. So what they're doing now, which is actually going to make things worse for non-AI creators, is they're doing it to where if somebody goes to the first frame of your video, it counts as a view. So all views are going to go up for everyone. But
Hmm.
it's not, but it doesn't change your monetization. It doesn't give you more money. It doesn't even count as an organic view. But they're counting which means that there's going to be people that take their videos and put them on blogs and have them auto playing on blogs. Because that happened on Twitch actually, to get a channel added to the partner program. They fuck with the numbers.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, and there's a lot of controversy about it now. Moist Critical did a video on it. Hopefully they modify that. But yeah, so now those guys that make AI slop to where it's like all just AI. And yes, Mist is right. Revenue is based on watch time. Look, I never share my revenue, but I will share this. I'm going to share one thing about my revenue to everybody. Over on World of Geekdom, my smaller channel, I did a Spider-Man movie tier list. The video, I did it in about 12 minutes, right? The video did about 4,000 views, and I made 45 bucks. That's
Damn.
not bad.
That's
Is not
not bad.
That is
Yeah,
not
what?
bad for 11 minutes of work, right? And I'm
Yeah,
just talking
yeah.
about Spider-Man. So like, but I'm saying that for a reason. People watch all the way through because tier lists, especially, you should be doing this, bro. You should be doing tier lists. In fact,
Okay.
you should do Dragon Ball tier lists on your podcast.
All right, so there it is. Boom.
Then you tell people, if you're hearing this, you gotta check out the video version. But anyways, so like if somebody watches the entire video, even if the video gets like 4,000 views, 45 bucks is not bad. Plus Spider-Man is like, people are selling ads on Spider-Man. Have you seen that Little Caesars ad with Spider-Man Brand New Day? It's on every video. Yeah, because they're
Yeah.
paying for that. So
Exactly.
and it varies. Like obviously a Spider-Man video when Spider-Man's in the movie theater is gonna make money, right? Obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Doctor Doom's gonna make money for the next 4 months. I am doing more Doom videos, but I'm not doing it for the views. I'm doing it because I love talking about Doctor Doom and MCU.
Facts. Maybe I gotta bring you onto my main channel so we could do that too. Because I'm already doing that with Crystal, but I feel like that would be fun.
Well, which one's your main channel? Because I know
My
you
main-
have two, but I don't know which one's you count as the main.
Yeah, so I consider my main the one with the higher with the like the 48,000 sub count because that's the one that got me to that point. And then
Right.
my Uchi Games is like I guess my secondary, even though like some people get it confused as my main because I stream and then I do whatever. So, but yeah,
Right.
my main is where I put on is where the Dragon Ball reactions are, but now currently it's where like I'm doing Marvel videos now too, and
But the
that's
Full
just how
Power
it's gonna be.
Podcast is on a different.
It's its
that's
own
a
channel, yeah.
Third
Yeah,
channel, yeah.
yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
tricky, bro. Like listen, I've got 3 channels too, so it's tricky. Plus Twitch, you got 2 Twitches though. You outdid me with that one. I still don't understand why you did that, considering
So-
that Twitch's algorithm is so different.
It's different, and I did it as a safety measure because
That makes sense.
because like my main Twitch.
I got
that-
yeeted for a couple hours a few weeks ago.
Yeah, there you go. They finally got you. Because I was telling you for years, I'm like, bro, I don't know how you're getting away with this, and you're like, because I'm the big bad booty daddy. That's what you were saying.
I did say that, but obviously I wasn't being serious, even though
Yeah.
I am Freakzilla. But no, what I'm trying no, but here's the thing. I was blessed enough to be okay. Like I got my shit back in 20 minutes, but it did annoy me. It knocked off my stream when I was live. So
Yeah, like I made the second one so that it was primarily for the purpose of like live reacting and watching, like doing how you do it, like where you watch like Dragon Ball Z episodes and
yeah, you watch
movies.
anime and movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
they. But the thing is, they didn't get me for a long time, and it's not even. They didn't really get me. It's this guy from India, some like random. You know how there's like people who are outsourced to like do copyright shit. It wasn't like Crunchyroll got
Okay.
me themselves, because here's the thing. All I had to do is send one email, and I went back up. Because legally, what I'm doing on Twitch every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, what I'm doing on Twitch every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern when I watch full episodes of DBZ is I'm also explaining shit, therefore it counts as fair use. I'm not just showing the episode and just,
Well, yeah, no, yeah, like you're breaking it down and
I'm
like
talking about
talking
shit.
about it and stuff like that. So like that's like the true way of like
'Cause that's
doing proper
legal.
reactions. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
within fair
legal.
use. But like, you
Right.
know, with
But
how laws and all that stuff in different countries work, it's like everyone's different. So that's why I made a second Twitch channel for that reason,
yeah,
because
right.
what I also do is that the VODs are not public at all. Like basically you have to be there for the stream, and if you miss it, then I do what you started doing, which
The
is
Patreon
putting
thing.
those streams on the Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I talked to you about it. I talked to SS Jutsu about it because I didn't think I could do that.
Yeah.
But Patreon does have hosting. They didn't have that like a few years ago. That's like a new
No,
thing.
yeah, they didn't always have video uploads to that at all. But the thing with Patreon though is like I guess I it's weird because it's not I don't think it's 100% safe over there either, because there was a time years ago where someone from Viz actually
Right.
reached
Yep.
out to me and was just like, "Hey, you have like reactions on here that you have to take down." And I'm like, why though? And they're like, "Well, you don't own it." And I'm like, "Okay." And I just deleted it. And they're like telling me like, "Yeah, like we're getting like a lot of people for this. Like it's not just
That
you."
you know what you know that's funny you said that because I had something similar, except I
Yeah.
had it from Warner Brothers with the Matrix spoilers. I had a lawyer call
Whoa.
me. I had a lawyer call me on this. Yes, folks, a landline. Not this is the cell. Oh, this is the cell. This is the business
Shout
landline.
out to the landline phones. Let's go.
Yeah.
I miss the
Well,
landlines.
you know you should keep your business and your you
Right.
should
No,
keep them
you're right.
separate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you
Remember the
get
one
this,
time
yeah, go ahead.
where
Go ahead.
you answered the phone on one of your streams and you said, "No."
Yeah, because it was solicitor, bro. Fuck you.
That shit was so funny. I had to include that in your clip that I made for you. That shit was funny.
So what happened was Warner Brothers straight up called me after I leaked the entire Matrix plot before there was even a trailer. Remember that? The entire fucking story of that movie before there was even a trailer. It was nowhere on Reddit, nowhere on 4chan, because
Wow.
I had a dude who was very high up in Warner Brothers, who I haven't talked to in a while. I got to reach out to him. And this is not me gloating. This is what actually happened. Go to World of Geekdom. I have Matrix 4, Shazam, Godzilla vs. Kong, The Batman, and The Flash,
Nice.
like scene for scene. There were some things that were different in the final version, like little edits here and there, like, little extra stuff, but for the most part the plot was there, right? And so what happened was they called me. And they called me and they said, "We want to speak to," and they said my real name. And I'm like, "Okay." Like my full name.
Oh.
And I was like, "Okay, this is serious." So I talked to the lady on the phone. And by the way, we're almost done. I have one more thing to talk about, and then we'll be out of here after I tell you this quick thing. So I talked to the lawyer from Warner Brothers, right? We talked, whatever. I'm not going to go into the details, but basically I consulted my lawyer because I was scared. I mean, this is Warner Brothers, bro. This ain't Toei. This is Warner Brothers. This is a serious company.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to warn a brother.
That's right. No, the best one that I heard the other day was Odyssey. I ought to see them titties. That's the best one that I heard, bro. I heard it. Oh, I did not make that up. I didn't. I wish I made that up because that's actually genius. That's actually. I swear to God, I didn't make that up. Tell me that's not actually genius, bro.
Sure. Yeah.
That's pretty clever, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to talk about the Odyssey. Well, I ought to see them. People are very smart. Anyways, all right. So I talked to my guy. I said, "Am I in danger?" He goes, "Did you leak out any industry documents, like internal documents?" I said, "No." "Did you release any internal footage, like scenes from the movie?" I said, "No." "Did you release any parts of the script?" I said,
Ooh.
"No." They said, "It's all
You're fine.
hearsay then." Yeah. And basically what has to happen is, this is what my lawyer told me. And this might actually apply to Viz too, but I'm friends with Viz. So, I understand why Viz came after you, but I'm actually cool with Viz. I'm not like, I hate Toei, and I'm not too fond of Crunchyroll. I hate Shueisha too for other reasons. Viz is cool with me. But
Yeah.
the reality is, I can't speak for your streams or your reactions. I didn't watch them. But there is a gray area. You could have probably told them that you could have. I'm not saying you should have. I'm saying you could have said, listen, these fall under fair use. And then at that point, they have to sue you. That's the only way. They would have to win in court. That's the only way they can get them taken down. And here's what I was told from my lawyer. I said, look, if Warner Brothers sues you, you will become the biggest martyr in the history of YouTube. And everyone, he said it would blow up World of Geekdom to maybe 500,000 subs because everyone would be talking about how Warner Brothers is attacking a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Like a company that big suing a YouTuber is like, like what are you doing? And so that's what he told me. And so what I said to the lady is I said, look, I'm not going to reveal anything else. You have my word, but I'm not going to take the video down. And they left me alone. Because here's the reality. The video got 40,000 views. You really think that 40,000 people, like, that they all boycotted the movie, bro? That's the thing about leaks that is kind of funny. There's a lot of leaks going on right now about Avengers Doomsday. It's getting people more hyped.
So yeah, that has that effect too.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that I'm okay with like spoiling it for everyone, but there are people out there who want to know, and then when they read something, they're like, oh shit, I gotta see how that plays out. Like, oh, Doctor Doom does what? Like, can you imagine, bro, if I had, let's pretend I texted you, and I said, bro, you know that Doctor Doom blocks fucking Stormhammer in the movie with 2 fingers? No, like Goku? Yeah. And then that trailer dropped, you would have been there immediately, bro. Like, oh, he did it. Like, you know what I mean? Some people, the Streisand effect almost. But yeah, that's what happened. I am not saying that you should have said that to Viz. I'm saying that some people can say that, and then it's up to a court of law to decide. And usually most companies will not sue YouTubers. This is why that's why like Team 4-Star kept getting copyright claimed but never got sued by Toei. Because it would just, for them to put that much money into getting lawyers and you know, it costs them more to just say, they're not, like, Team 4-Star is not doing damage to Dragon Ball like the way they claim it is. So what's the point of us suing them? It just looks, it's a bad look to have like a really big company do that. So yeah. All right. Anyways, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh no,
I'm gonna wrap it up here in a minute. But go ahead.
I just remember saying, because like I also had a phone call with whoever it was at the time. Like they had like reached out to me.
They got your number?
Yeah, I don't.
They got my number too. See, lawyers get anything, dog.
Yeah, I was intimidated. I was like, oh my god, like I'm not trying to get like.
That's how they get you. Bro. It's like the mafia, bro. Like, let's see, you live at, and they give you your address. And that's how. But bro, I have a couple lawyer friends. That's what they are taught that, bro. If you're a prosecutor, they're supposed to scare you. Because they want you to be all like, you know, scared. And I was scared. I was like, oh shit, is Warner Bros. Gonna sue me? But as long as you don't release anything that's actually internal, like documents, pictures. And the funny thing is, you remember when that leak picture came out of Toby, Andrew, and Tom, and they were all next?
No, because I didn't see it.
Okay, well that came out. You have my word. Somebody leaked that shit on 4chan. And that was real, because I remember John Campia was like, yeah, I just got off the phone with somebody at Marvel. That was real. So, yeah. There you go.
Damn, that's crazy.
Okay, let me address this thing about Yamamuro being the character designer. That's not exactly what I said. I said that Yamamuro is involved in Dragon Ball Super, including the Moro arc. That's what I said. I said people think that Shintani is the guy who's who's the main guy at Super. That is not what I said. I say Yamamuro is the lead because he's Did I even go into the fact that he's experienced?
Yes.
Well, I talked about the Majin Vegeta thing. Right. So, So that's what I went into. That here's what I said. Let me recap the whole thing right now. All right. Let me recap the whole thing in my words. The Dragon Ball Super Enhanced Edition remake is 20 episodes. It's gonna come and go from October to February or whatever. It will not be on the Dragon Ball Daima time slot because Trenton just asked that. It's not going to be on that time slot. I don't know when it's going to be though. I don't know what day of the week. I don't know if they've even decided that yet. But it will be on Fuji. 20 episodes. I said that it's not going to be what people think. Most of it is going to be little cuts. It's not going to be. It's not going to be like a whole remake where there's like new scenes and like it's just going to be mostly visual enhancements and cuts. That the Universe 6 arc is 7 episodes along with Frieza, so it's 6, 7, 7, 20 episodes. That's what I was told. Again, I'm not there. Take it with a grain of salt if you want to. That's fine. And then when it comes to the Moro arc, I said that it's not going to be in 2028. It's TBA. To be announced. They don't know when it's going to come out yet. And I said that Yamamuro is involved in the Moro arc too. So I was telling people to not be disrespectful over that, or be disrespectful to Yamamuro, because it doesn't necessarily mean the whole thing's going to suck, but not to expect it to be like Broly. Like the whole thing ain't gonna be like Broly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Nah.
Is that a fair summary?
No. Yeah. No. That's fair. That's 100% fair. I just hope that the TBA is
the time variance authority.
Yeah. That it leans towards them possibly getting into a groove of having like a seasonal annual release. So that way it's like, okay, if we're getting the Super Beerus Enhanced edition from October to February, then they're gonna announce the Moro arc to then come out the fall of 2027 as well. So then it's like there's
I
like
think
then
that
it
makes
like
sense.
starts a pattern. Yeah, like a pattern formulates. So that way it's like, oh, then we're gonna have Moro to look forward to, and then hopefully between now and then the manga comes back too. That would be nice, but.
That's something else I said. I have no idea. Nobody knows what's going on with the manga. Nobody has any idea.
We're getting Xenoverse 3 before the manga returns. Isn't that crazy?
We're getting GTA 6 before the manga returns.
Yeah, bro. We're probably gonna get Secret Wars by the time freaking the manga returns.
No, please. We're gonna get we're gonna get Ghost Rider 3 and X-Men 4 by the time.
Oh my god.
Bro, Jesus will be walking the earth again by the time the manga returns, bro. We'll go down that route, bro.
Seriously.
But look, but this is exactly what I was talking about. Hold on. This is what I was talking about earlier, bro. This guy heard that I said something and is suddenly like, no, I said Yamamuro is involved in the Moro arc. It's not going to be all Shintani. I said it's not. And I like this guy. This is not his fault. He's hearing things from Twitter or whatever the fuck. That's what I said. I said he's involved. It's not just going to be the Broly people, right? Though some of them are on there. And I said that, but I said not to expect the Dragon Ball Super remake. Like, keep your expectations low for the Dragon Ball Super Enhanced Edition, right? And honestly, most of our expectations are pretty low, to be real with you. And then I also said that with the Moro arc, don't expect every episode to look like Broly, because that's just not going to happen. Like, it's just
I would never expect that. Yeah.
No, but you're not. But there's people who, like you said, bro, that all or nothing mentality, that all or nothing thinking, like.
Yeah.
People gotta stop that shit. Like, if you're watching the stream, I'm begging you, please do not categorize everything as great or trash or peak. Or trash.
Yeah.
There's nuance. There's gonna be some episodes of Dragon Ball Super Moro that aren't gonna be that good. I just know that because there's no such thing as a flawless show, except. I was gonna say X-Men 97, bro, but that finale pissed me off. Even X-Men 97.
God.
Even X-Men 97 kind of. No,
Season one was mad good, and then
perfect,
two was just like, oh man,
bro. Even X-Men '97 broke, bro. My heart was broken, bro.
yeah, dude, I
Bro,
was
I've
sad.
been through breakups with women that didn't hurt as much as that episode not being good, bro. When I was homeless, bro, I'd rather be homeless than have a bad X-Men '97
Yo,
episode.
jeez,
People
yeah.
have said this actually about Full Metal Alchemist.
Brotherhood specifically, not the original, but yes, yeah. Me and Crystal are actually currently watching that. We're about halfway through. It's great.
I've heard debates though. Like most people say Brotherhood, but I've heard some people say that they like the original more.
Well, at that point, it's just a matter of perspective because if you're a purist, then you're gonna say, okay, which is the version that's closest to the manga? Brotherhood? Okay, they're gonna just default go to Brotherhood. But if you're someone that genuinely enjoys the story and how they took the story in the direction they did for the vanilla version or original version, then more power to
Well,
you.
but let me ask you this. If they do end up, or when they end up redoing Dragon Ball from start to finish with
Mm,
new animation, new voices, obviously you can't judge it now, it's not out yet, but
yeah.
I know that most of us, whether you're a dub or a sub fan, you're gonna have nostalgia for Z. Doesn't matter which version. It? I wonder how many people are gonna be honest with themselves. And here's why I say that. And this is a much deeper combo we're not gonna have today. There's a lot of things the Dragon Ball Z anime did that the manga that are better than how the manga did it. In fact, I have an upcoming episode of Super Magic Show with Missed Air Fusion. We're both gonna list our top things that the anime, not filler arcs or filler scenes, but the top moments that the anime did better than the manga, and there's a few out there. So what I'm trying to tell you is, what do you think if the remake follows the manga more, but is missing? Bro, Gohan versus Cell in the manga is the beam struggle is four pages. Vegeta blasts him, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't think that the anime version where it's like dramatic and shit and like it's, oh, I got it.
That's why guys, you can't that's a form of tribalism. You just can't be so one-sided. You got to learn how to find appreciation in all of it because there's going to be things out of the manga that are going to be better. There's going to be things out of the anime that are going to be better because I mean that's kind of like why the adaptations exist so that way they can explore those moments a little bit more or less and like there needs to be a balance, and the balance is for people to just appreciate it all and love it all. Like, yes, let's get hype for the manga chapters, but then let's also get hype for the anime, so that way we can see it in motion with the music, the sound effects, the voice acting, like all those amazing things. That's why we look forward to it. You know what I'm saying?
By the way,
That's
here
how it
we
goes.
go. Here we go. On Twitter, it's a joke, bro. It really is. No. I gotta show you this. I have to show you this, bro. Hold on. Oh God, people, bro. People in there. I don't
I
even
can't
blame
wait.
this dude. Look, Geekdom said that as far as he knows, Shintani will not be the character designer for the Moro arc, or at least he won't have as important a role as people think. I did say the second part,
Did you
not
really
the
get
first part.
clipped live? That's insane.
I mean, that's fine. They can clip me live. I don't mind that. But I
Yeah,
did say the second part.
that's just amazing, though. I'm just like, wow,
The
people work
second part,
fast.
I did say. The first part, did I say that he wasn't going to be the designer? D,
Shintani.
as far as I've heard, that's not the case. Again. Now, again, I didn't say he wasn't. I said I heard that's not the case. I didn't say he wasn't, though.
Dude,
See,
that's
that's what
like
I'm.
an instant replay right there for you. That's
No, but
insane.
that's cool. Like I don't even mind them saying that. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
as far as I heard, that's not the case.
yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, you can always just
I don't
steer
even
back what you
blame
said.
Sebastian Port. No, I mean, but that's a misinterpretation. I said that as far
Right,
as I
yeah.
heard. I said as far as I heard. I didn't say he was not going to be. I said as far as I heard, he's not going to be the designer for um the designer, bro. The same thing Yamamuro did for earlier stuff.
Yeah.
But whatever. I just hate when things get taken out of context, bro.
I know. We all do. It sucks.
There's way more context in that clip. But hey, that's why I'm sending him that right now.
I mean, that's the definition of clip farming.
I mean, it's whatever, bro. Like I'm not surprised at that, but it's also like kind of bullshit because it's like you can't summarize a 2 hour stream with just like one by clipping out a part of it, and I just hate when that happens, bro. Maybe what I should have done is put this in a video instead of like in a stream, because then it's like a nice. Maybe I will have to do that in a nice compact little
Sure.
presentation.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
just like how you normally would do it, so it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's get out of here. We are actually. I got two more super chats. He
Yeah.
says Mount Rushmore of Tiggle Bitties MCU edition, and then he sent that twice. I don't know if
Wow.
Uchi's comfortable talking about that on the air, bro. To be honest.
I honestly, even if it was off air, I'm not. I'm like there's a level of humor that I will partake in, and usually when it like involves like degrading women, that's kind of where I see myself out because it's just not really for me. That's just kind of like where I draw the line, pretty much. So
Yeah. I I just like even if I'm sitting here and I'm like thinking about it, right? Like it even if I were to actually entertain it, right? Like it's not really something I think about when I watch the MCU. I mean, there are attractive girls in the MCU. I'm not saying there's
obviously,
not, but
yeah.
right. But it's just not like, believe it or not, I don't have my mind in the gutter 24 hours a day. Yes, I do make a lot of jokes like that. That's my humor, but I don't have
Yeah.
my mind in the gutter.
Yeah, it's
Nor is
like
it really appropriate for this stream either. You know what I'm saying? Go
it's
ahead.
like
Go ahead.
gooner behavior is definitely a wild life choice because it's a choice, but
No, I mean I've made jokes like I've that's part of my humor, but like I don't know, man. I don't feel comfortable doing that right now. How about that? Let's just put it down. Let me just say it. I do not feel, especially when motherfuckers are clipping this shit. Like, no, I do
oh
not.
yeah,
Nah, I'm
no.
good. I'm sorry, bro. I know that Nerddom has seen some of my other streams where I'm like really like animated and really trying to be funny and shit, but I'm not sure if I want to do that on this stream, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I like I said, like whether I'm on camera or off camera, I'm not really like that. Like I got friends that, they'll be like your average male and they'll say whatever. They'll see a girl walk by and they'll be like, they'll say whatever. And I'll just be like, cool, and talk about something else. Like
Yeah,
that's just me, I guess.
I learned one of the mistakes that I've made in my life, bro, and I'm just being dead ass when I tell you this. Like I have made mistakes in assuming that everybody gets my sense of humor. That has been a mistake that I've made throughout the years.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember a long time ago, Quinn's father, who's a very well respected man, Kwaman's dad told me, he said, the worst the most dangerous thing you can do is talk about religion, politics, or anything sexual. Now,
Absolutely. He's
with the
right.
religion, well, he is right. With the religion
Yeah.
and the politics, I know that. I stay away from, especially on this channel where it's really like, it's really about making people forget about the real world. With the sex, I mean, I've made sex jokes. It's part of my sense of humor, but I do think that sometimes I've made like too many of them, and maybe like that's like maybe I should maybe like if I could go back, I probably would make less of them. It's just people make mistakes, bro. Like you assume that everybody can feel you. Like you assume that everybody can be inside of your head,
Yeah.
right? When there's a lot more, like the comment about the animators, like even that, like there's more like context. You know what I
Yeah, yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So Yeah, I got high on this stream, bro. I've actually decided not to get high on streams ever again. I got high on one of this guy's streams many years ago, bro. That was
It
like
was
4 years ago, right?
it
No,
was
5 years ago.
I don't think it was a stream. It was just a recorded episode we did for Full Power Podcast like early on.
I was toasted. And if you remember what happened that day, I took one. I was supposed to take one weed pill for anxiety. I took two, and
Oof.
so it was like a double whammy, bro. So yeah, no, I've
Yeah.
learned not to do that. The day that I streamed with Heesh, I was going through a lot, and I was tired. I hadn't slept in like a whole day, and it's people make mistakes, bro, and I've made plenty of
It
them. And
happens.
I will
Yeah.
continue to make mistakes, bro.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with that being said, I'm out of here. Have a good one. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.
Peace.
Oh, wait. Check out Uchi. We should.
No.
I almost forgot. Yeah. Well, I added. No, it's not that Uchi's rubbing off on me. It's that I kind of learned just to, not everybody's gonna read your mind.
Yeah, it's called character growth. You know, everyone evolves.
It's not just you. Heesh and I have talked about it. Like it's not. Uchi might be a part of that, but there's more to it than that. So, anyways, check out Uchi's channels. He's gonna try and rebuild his Dragon Ball channel, which will be tough. But I told him hurry up and do it before February. At least you got some time, bro. Because in February is when the new changes are gonna kick in, where they're gonna have you go to 8,000, and that's. Fuck that. All I would do, bro, is do a little bit now and then go ham around October, November for the Super Remake. Even if you're shitting on it, even if you're trashing it, like
That'll be my brother.
At least you got shit coming out.
His department, 100%.
I might trash it too, bro. I might. I mean, we'll see. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, take care.